some time to celebrate. Come on, let's celebrate. One day out of life, just one day out of life. It would be so nice.
I miss the taste of the sweet life. I miss the conversation.
You're on the Virtual Entertainment Programming Network. TVEPN.com.
I hear you, Lena.
Coming to you live from TVEPN Studios, The Slam Show. And now, your host, Slam.
How's that sound effect special to bring in this program that we call The Slam Show? Welcome, everyone, to another edition for November 3rd, 2014. I'm the quarterback GM, owner of this incredible vehicle that everyone rides on every Monday night. Before we get started, I'd like to have my co-hosting staff, or everyone in general, introduce themselves, starting with the back end with Mr. Niner Jacket.
Niner Jacket.
Dude, that is nice.
Thank you.
Sharp.
Very sharp.
Was my pops.
Little twirl for us.
Even
He's like-
better. Even better.
He's like, you remember that jacket I had? I was like, nah, I don't remember that jacket at all. What are you talking about?
Are you serious? It's from your dad?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
And you just took it from him.
I didn't take it from him.
He gave it to you.
I adopted it.
Okay. That's all
I acquired it.
right. Well, it's
Yeah,
fair enough.
It fits me now.
It looks like it.
Yeah, it used to be like really, really big on me when I was like, what, 16?
Oh, it's a classic.
Yeah.
Dude, it looks like you
It
just
looks
bought it
classic.
brand new.
Nah, yeah. I actually put armor all on it every. No, I'm just
You know
keep it
that.
nice.
Yeah.
I don't want to get it weathered. Yeah, I'm Joe Corzo from Joe Time Entertainment. Hello.
Let's do some applause after everyone does their introductions.
Yay!
We're going to go into applause mode. Captain Fantastic.
I'm Cindy. I also adopted one of my dad's Niner shirts. It's a versus Miami Super Bowl shirt, and it has our 49er guy with a dolphin in a net strung up, and it says "Gone Fishing."
What?
on it.
Nice.
Sweet.
When are you going to wear that?
When we interview,
Eric Wright? When
yeah,
he comes on?
yeah,
Okay.
I want to have him sign it.
All right. There you go. All right. Perfect. Perfect.
Good plan.
Let's give a big round of applause for Cindy, everyone.
Thank you.
Next.
Hi. I'm Lena Rowe, co-hosting tonight because we're missing our beautiful lady Sage. And I don't have any adopted T-shirts or 49ers memorabilia.
We're going to have to hook you up then.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Joe, I got my eye on that jacket.
Uh-oh. All right.
At least give her the
$15 a minute.
not 6 G's.
Right, that's
6 G's a minute.
Fair
the
enough.
man is reasonable, right?
Yeah, very reasonable. All right, guys, let's give her a big round of applause.
Welcome.
All right.
Benny Mac. And I almost adopted my grandfather's 49er, old school gold starter 49er jacket.
Oh, wow.
But my younger brother beat me to it. So
Bastard.
he officially adopted it. I only longed for it. Snoozed and lost.
You can't sneak it out once in a while and just...
Oh, no. It's a family treasure. There's no getting it in and out of his place. I can't even try it on.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's how...
Dude,
Yeah.
my best friend, she's a bartender out in the city. She found one of those at a thrift store in Texas for $2.
Nice.
Snatched that
That was
shit up.
awesome. Texas, that's what you probably would find one.
Right?
For $2.
$2.
Agreed.
Probably in Dallas.
Agreed. All right, Benny Mac.
Hey, thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
And the only person that we would allow, ladies and gentlemen, any Oakland Raider gear is my main man. Take it away.
Well, I'm Herb, a.k.a. Oaktown. Now, I'm going to rep my Raiders. Win or lose, I'm going to rep my Raiders. Anybody that knows me will tell you that, regardless of the record or winning or what have you. So it don't matter. I've worn it from coast to coast.
We can respect your
yeah.
loyalty.
Exactly.
We respect that kind of loyalty.
That is real. That is real. We're all about the realness here on the Slam Show, and that's why, Oak, you have the privileges to wear that and basically anything because we go way back. Yeah, this is
Appreciate that. We do.
It's a very, very good situation we have together, being part of this whole man thing that we're going to get into a little later because everyone's out there thinking, all right, who's Oaktown? What's he going to put on the table? Well, he's going to put a lot on the table, ladies and gentlemen, not just being a dedicated Oakland Raider fan, but a gentleman that I've known during the early days of man gaming. And without the whole man gaming thing, there wouldn't be any Slam Show because I was doing the whole man podcast first before it changed into this
I
whole
remember when
talk
that
show.
came out, yeah.
Exactly.
Nice.
So I credit my history with the whole community for the Slam Show to be in existence. That's real.
Nice.
That is
There you
real.
go. Yeah, I'll applaud
sir.
that.
Please applaud. Please applaud. So, yeah, before we get into anything, let's talk about our past few day happenings, whether it's Halloween or whatnot. Let's go ahead and start from the back. Mr. Corzo.
Carozzo.
Yeah. Corzo.
Carozzo. Everybody gets my last name wrong. Cortez, Corazon, like the heart.
Showtime.
Oh, Cuervo, like Jose. Nah, man, my weekend was awesome, man. I'm still recovering, still tired, man. You know, I feel like I haven't had a full day's rest yet, but you know, the
see,
show goes on.
You watched your words there because you don't drink anymore.
I do not.
Yeah, see,
I
so
do
it
not
wasn't
drink.
like a recovery from alcohol poisoning.
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah, and I was actually the designated driver. I had to like keep everybody. Man, it's crazy being.
It's hard work.
Yeah,
That's hard work.
That's a
you
lot
got to
of
gather
work, yeah.
everybody up. You're like, oh my god, you know what? I'm out of here. No, it was fun, man. No, Halloween was cool. I mean, the parade happened. I didn't end up going. I had plans to do it. I had the day off. Everything was set up to go.
Yes.
I had all my Giants get ready and just, you know, just kind of just went to sleep too late the night before. Woke up.
Sandman got you, huh?
It's storming. I'm like coming over. I'm in the, you know, I got the blanket on. I got the TV on. I was like, man, I'm just gonna go ahead and just watch it here, and you know, prepare myself so for the night because it's Halloween night, and really just get it cracking then. I mean, you know, I went to the playoff game, the St. Louis playoff game. You know, I've been able to go to the parades the last couple years, so I was like, all right, you know, I'm not really missing too much. I mean, last times I went, it was really sunny, and that's what I was kind of expecting, and it wasn't that. And I kind of gave myself an out, and I just chose it.
Hey, why not?
It doesn't mean I'm any less of a fan than anybody that came from like Stockton or anything.
Right.
And I just kept imagining that Bart. I was like, man, it's gonna be hot, wet, and just saturated with just
You forgot Stinky.
and stinky. Yeah, just a cesspool, bro.
Cattle car.
But yeah, and I had a great time. Got to hang out with friends and family, birthday celebrations. But the topping on the cake was actually being able to perform over the weekend at Tommy T's. Shout out to my boy Kabizi. And
Wait a second. You performed again?
yeah, twice.
Holy shit.
It's a
dude.
regular now.
Yeah, that's your residence.
It is. But yeah, no, just you know, I got to meet Nima Williams, funny cat. He was on a bunch of stuff from like you know, old school Comic View, and he was in the Bad Boys of Comedy. Hilarious dude. If you ever want to check him out, just Google
Related
Nima
to Cat?
Williams. No, not related to. He's actually a white cat, so it's like you know, what I mean? You know, so everybody. It was a great show. I mean, Johnny Ella was out there hosting, doing his thing. Rick James, everybody that was out there. Cody Woods. It was just a stacked lineup. It was fun. Not only that, just you know, just been able to work every day too, and just at the Cheesecake Factory, stacking cheese, making cake.
That's it.
Yeah,
Cheesecake sounds good.
Because them bills still come
And
due.
them bills still come through.
They don't
man.
never stop.
Until you're making $6,000 a minute.
There you go.
Then
Sign
it'll be
me up
good.
for that.
Yeah. JT
But yeah,
Rock.
you know, and then even with the Niner upset, you know, I still had a great weekend. I feel good. I feel
Awesome.
good now, and I'm just really glad to be here at the Slam Show to top it all off for the beginning of November. So yeah,
That's right.
let's make it one to remember like October.
And we're glad to have you here.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. Captain Fantastic, and you have a Captain America shirt.
I didn't even plan that. I picked that up, sniffed it. This is clean. Go.
That's the way to do it. Oh, you gotta sniff it. Make sure.
You gotta sniff it.
I mean, all my stuff is kind of all over the place because I've moved. So most of my stuff's in boxes. That's what I did this week. I took the week off work and just got it done. You know, rented the rug doctor, did the vacuuming, did all the grunt work. And it was funny. I was gonna turn in my keys right after the inspection, and their office closes at noon for an hour for lunch. And of course, I get there. It's like 11:59, and the last person's leaving. I know she pretended not to see me. Fucking peels out in her car. I put my keys in the rent drop box and was like, "Bye, I'm out."
Sayonara.
Yeah.
Say she was ready to get on with her weekend too.
Right? It's like, no, I'm not gonna wait for your whole lunch hour. Screw you guys. You know?
That's too funny.
And
Cool.
Halloween was kind of disappointing because at Cache Creek they have their last call at 1:15. So yeah, screw
Boring.
you guys, Nazis. That's all I have to say.
Hey, Benny Bank, do a little tap on your mic thing. It's kind of going in and out. There you go. If you don't hear your voice, yeah, we have a little technical difficulty. I think it's just kind of weird.
No.
No. You gotta mess with it a little bit more. Kind of like do a little bend.
Gotta give it
There
a
you go.
little
You gotta
fluff.
push it in. Stick it in.
Yeah, you gotta fluff it before you stick it in.
You
Yeah.
got to lick it
We're gonna have to fluff
before
it.
you stick it.
Yeah. You may have to.
Check.
There you go.
Almost. Maybe.
Almost.
Close.
Almost.
There
Hey,
you
now.
go.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll troubleshoot
Oh,
it
yeah.
on the break.
Yeah, that's all right. Figure it out.
There you go, like Anchorman.
You got me?
Oh.
Nope.
There you go. You got. There you go. You got to do
That's
a little
it?
bend.
All right.
You had a studio before. Remember that?
Yes, sir. With tape and everything.
Cool.
Lena,
Yeah.
This just
your
did.
weekend was way more
know, right?
exciting than mine. So keep
My weekend.
You went to L.A. right?
I did. Do you know when I got back?
Earlier today.
Yeah.
Life as a superstore.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of crazy. So I went on a road trip with my girlfriend Sandy and her new boyfriend Enrique, and it was a chance for me to meet him, hang out with her because I haven't really spent any time with her lately.
Mm-hmm.
And so I take the road trip up there, or down there. Is it
Down there, technically.
and get stuck in this tumbleweed sandstorm kind of thing.
On Highway 5?
Yes.
Yeah, they're known for
Oh my
that.
God, I was so scared. It was horrible. It was like the most horrible hour of my life. And I've actually gone through that before, like on the drive back from LA by myself once before while it was raining. So I'm not a fan. The tumbleweeds, they can go somewhere else. I don't know. But but so yeah, I get to LA. LA was supposed to just be kind of partying and figuring it out, but I ended up having like 2 really good sessions, production writing sessions, and spent my entire time doing music. Missed my flight last night, took a late flight back today because I missed the ride back
Oh, wow.
with the girl and the boyfriend.
They just ditch you?
No, they didn't
Oh.
ditch me. No, I was planning on taking a flight so that I could do more work, and yeah, translated into the flight is sold out at night.
Whoops.
So I'm like, that's okay. I'll just go into work late. What else can I do? Right?
That's right.
So it was an adventurous, productive, music-filled weekend. I didn't do anything Halloween. Oh, here's the funny part. So I bought this Cleopatra costume last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's still in the package. I didn't get to go and wear it anywhere last year. So I was like, I have the perfect outfit to wear in LA for some big party.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't fit in either of my like duffel bag things that I brought with me. So I'm literally, I look like a moron carrying this little thing on this little hanger, this open package. You can see right through it. It says Cleopatra. It's got a little picture of the girl wearing the outfit. And I'm just lugging it everywhere I go, from studio to studio to the airport. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Just doing your damn thing.
You never know when you're gonna need it, though.
So did you get to wear it this year?
I thought you were wearing it throughout the whole flight.
I
Or
mean, that would have been a whole nother story. You guys probably would have seen the pictures already. No, I still haven't gotten to wear it yet. Maybe
Aw.
2015. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a guarantee.
Or just whenever.
when the Giants go to the World Series again.
That'll be 2016.
Right.
but we're-
At this
Yeah,
rate,
right.
they've been doing a good job.
Exactly. Well, right on. Glad that you're here.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, you made the effort. So, SoCal, they are going to miss you, but you are back in North Cal.
Yes, for
Love
now.
it. Love it. Love it. All right. Cool. Benny Mac, is your mic kind of tweaking out right now? Because we may have to switch you over to the.
You got me?
Yeah.
For a second there.
There you
Yes,
go.
right
Got
there.
me? All right. I won't touch it anymore. We're
It's
good?
not. It's not your fault. It's my fault.
It's all right.
That's just,
It's the
Um,
equipment.
Good
Halloween.
weekend for me. Went to my Elks Lodge Halloween party.
Awesome.
How'd
that
go
was pretty
again?
good.
Do that again.
Yeah. Shout out to San Rafael Elks. My buddy JD Diego threw on a fantastic Halloween party. It's the Elks Lodge is like it's about a 100-year-old mansion. And so they had the full haunted house looking thing, a bunch of scary, creepy stuff all over the place. DJ in the bar area, live band in the main ballroom.
Wow.
Yeah.
All out.
And I was, wearing my Giants uni. That
I
was my
saw
costume.
that.
So that was an easy one. I always got that in my back pocket,
What are you? A Giants fan?
Well, I have my full game worn jersey, game worn pants.
Exactly.
So,
And the missus was dressed as.
Carlita, she had her Day of the Dead makeup on,
oh, no.
full roses, all really nice, beautiful dress. She was looking pretty good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we were
That's
quite
cool.
the team.
There you
A
go.
couple of cocktails, good stuff. More than a couple, I know.
The night was on.
And the night was on.
Oh man, cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and then I did a little family stuff yesterday. Our niece Ava, it was her first birthday.
Awesome.
We were in Golden Gate Park on Sunday. Kind of took the day off of football, and just sort of did a family thing all day.
Wow.
That's
yeah,
cool.
I
Probably
know.
glad you did, huh?
Impressive.
Well, it turns out it was a good choice. Yeah, but really great weekend. Can't complain. Everything's good. And then here I am to wrap it up.
That's
My
right.
favorite thing. We're good.
Cool. Right on, Benny Mac. Oaktown.
Let's see. Halloween was Friday, right?
Yes.
Let's see. I went and got some candy. Early. I wanted to beat the rush, but apparently I was too late because I looked and there was hardly no candy to be had.
The rush beat you, huh?
The rush beat me. So I grabbed some of the remnants of what they had left, and only 3 kids came to my door.
It's a trend now.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because it was raining a little bit. I mean, it was. I ain't gonna say 3 kids. It was like
2.5.
first. It was the kids across the street. I hooked them up, and then it was like 3 little kids with their mom,
Right.
and then later on it was the older kids. So I guess 3 groups of kids instead of just 3.
Right.
So then I spent the rest of Halloween eating the candy that I had.
I love it.
Do you mind telling us what candy it was?
Let's see. Some Snickers. I do actually. I got some suckers left over. Just a few that I've been working on.
Gotta have it.
That's the car keys. But yeah, I got some candy around here. Oh yeah, here it is.
If you're giving car keys out as a trick or treat,
Oh.
I'm
I
at
still
your
got
house
some candy in my
every-
pocket. I had to, make sure I had a couple of little
Treats.
treats.
Gotta have your supply.
Gotta have my supply. So
That was
then-
Friday.
Yeah, that was Friday. I think I might have even played a game of Madden or 2.
Stay sharp.
Yeah, stay sharp. And then Saturday, I was cooking all day. I think you were familiar with the pictures that,
Yes, I
that I
was.
put up there. I hooked up, it was my grandson's birthday. So my daughter asked me to cook. I cook all the time. That's something I like to do as well. So that's what I did. And
What'd you make?
I hooked up some chicken wings, a whole bunch of chicken wings, some shish kebabs, chicken and beef. The beef had different vegetables, bell peppers, zucchini.
You're just making my mouth water right now, brother. Golly. You got to see the picture. If you want to check it out, add Herbert Whitehead
That's it.
on Facebook,
Got some
and
pictures up.
and you'll see the pictures of his great barbecuing.
But I cook all the time. Right now, I'm starting to get ready to do the whole turkeys.
Oh, it's November. Turkey Day coming up.
Yeah. So then after that, I tried to watch football, but I kind of passed out. And I got up, did the whole clock thing,
Yeah.
and got up Sunday and watched my boys at least fight up in Seattle. 'Cause see, we got
Agreed.
history up in Seattle. People don't know that Seattle wasn't always in the NFC.
That's right.
You know, they were in the AFC, and that used to be a big rivalry, the Seattle Seahawks and the Raiders. You know, most notably when they had Brian Bosworth on Seattle.
The balls.
Yeah, the Boz.
And-
you know, and we had
Bo Jackson. Yeah.
And Bo Jackson introduced him to the Raiders.
Yep.
The rest is history. You know, you got to go look at the tape if you want to see what transpired. Bo Jackson running up and down the field, you know, ran for some ungodly amount of yards, you know, running over Brian Bosworth
And
on
going into
multiple
the tunnel.
occasions. Yeah, so you have to look at the tape, you know, to see that. For y'all out there, you know, y'all know about the Raiders, even though we haven't been good as of late.
Well, Niners are struggling as well, so we're in the same boat, sort of. It's all about what's happening currently. Right on. So, Oak, thank you once again for the insight of your weekend. Anything else? That's
pretty much it.
Cool. Yeah. Well, we got to
Oh,
give a
thank-
big round of
thank-
applause for everyone's little recap. And as far as my little Friday was over at Zio Fredo's in Vallejo, did a little Halloween party there. I was dressed up the same way I was last week as Bruno Mars, even though people couldn't guess who the fuck I was. They're like, hey, you look
Who's
like
Bruno Mars?
some dude, some guy. I think he performed at the Super Bowl last year or something. And on Saturday, I was over at Wild Idol over in Byron and DJ'd there for a little bit. So yeah, it was pretty busy weekend for me. Now let's go ahead and break it down for last week's guests, Gerard and R2D2.
Gerard.
Is that how you pronounce his name, or is it Gerald?
Gerald.
Gerald?
Jerry.
Jerry. No, it's not. It's Gerard. But anyways, yeah, we had R2D2 in the house. Gosh, it was a trip.
That was fun.
Oaktown, did you see that episode?
That was funny.
We had to prop him up because he's like 3'6"
I know.
and had to get him on camera. But it was just so cool to know that an ideal freaking icon someone made from scratch
Yeah.
was presented here in the studio, and it was just beautiful. I could go on and on, but I want everyone else that was on the program talk about it. Joe Time, R2D2, was that a trip or what?
Yeah, no, that was awesome, man. I mean, just the presence of R2D2 it was a real presence. I mean, just being in the studio, you're like, you can't help but notice, like, it's sitting right there. Like, damn, that's R2D2 right there. That's like having, like...
It's iconic, man. I mean, it's like Star Wars came out, what was it, 76?
77, I think.
77?
Yeah, I think 77.
So it's been, how many? They've made 6 movies.
About, yeah.
And then you
And
have
counting.
all of the
And the 7th one's coming up.
merchandise and, you know, everything from that. I mean, R2D2 is one of the main characters, even though
Yeah.
he's just making little
Yeah.
pitching noises.
That's like having the magic carpet in here from Aladdin or something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, you know.
Goddamn magic carpet, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was really a trip. It was really fascinating to see it, and really being a part of bringing him in. You know what I mean? It was like it's like escorting the king of the queen of England or so. You know, it was like really delicate stuff. You like gotta watch it. You know, like let it come down, and all of a sudden, you know, it was like how much did it weigh? Like
160 pounds.
160.
Yeah, it was like
That's
100.
heavy.
Yeah, it was like 160 pounds.
We were struggling bringing
Yeah.
him in here. It was a task.
I
Yeah.
can imagine.
I threw out
There's
my
no
back
bendable.
again.
There's no bendable pieces on that thing.
Yeah, it was like die cast. It was incredible.
Yeah, it was like made out of wood.
But that's somebody's passion, though, you know?
Oh, definitely. And that was
You
really
gotta
a trip
respect
for.
that, yeah.
I really appreciate him coming out and like really presenting it to us because he was saying he only bring it out about 2 times that year, and we were like one of the only times that bring it out. So it was really much of a privilege. So thank you.
Yes.
And it's just a story about how it took him about 7 years, and even from that, it was just from an idea, and not even just an idea. It was really about having like a sound system that he was gonna kind of just build together, and then all of a sudden one thing leads to another.
Yeah, let me make an R2D2.
Yeah. And just the tenacity and the drive and desire he had for it, and going online and reaching out for help, and really having people, when you have a focus and people start to come in, and it just goes to show if you have a focus and a desire for it, you could really just have it. And that was living
Yep.
proof. I was like, holy shit.
That's right. That's right.
I really, honestly, before it all started coming into it, I really believed like we're having the real R2D2. And then when it came in, I really still believed it was still the real R2D2. Till this day, I still believe it's the R2D2. is mine. You know, that's my experience.
Hey,
It was so
that's
close.
real though.
Yeah, I don't think it'd
That's
be
real.
even if I saw the real R2D2 if in actual life, I'd be like, oh shit, we met before. Because
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
no difference.
It's good.
You got me on mic good or no?
No.
No.
There you go. There you go.
Check. Oh,
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago, they had the Mill Valley Film Festival down in San Rafael, and George Lucas is a pretty dominant member of the community over there in Marin, and as part of the film festival, they played The Empire Strikes Back. So I hadn't seen it in the movie theater in, I don't know, 30 years or something.
Oh,
so
that's
Was it the remastered one?
I think it was the original, yeah. And so they had like a red carpet you go down, and there's Darth Vader, Princess Leia, R2D2, everybody was out there. And of course, I had a couple cocktails, so I was running around taking pictures and threatening stormtroopers. It was a good time. I think I have a couple pictures on Facebook. She was a little
Your
embarrassed.
girl is hiding her face. Right
Did you come out of character, Benny?
A little bit. But I think I went to the Giants game during the day. I think it was one of the playoff games, and so
Wow.
I had to
That's
hurry
that
back.
much of a blur, huh?
Yes, sir. So I had to hurry back from the city to make it to the showtime on time. It was like an 8 o'clock movie or something.
Mm-hmm.
But really one of the funnest things. I mean, I got to run around, and I'm pretty sure I got Darth Vader to take a picture with me doing deuces. So I thought that was pretty cool. I vaguely remember me and Darth like, what's up?
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, that's
Could have been
funny.
just a really ugly
I love
homeless
it.
person. You never know.
Yeah, that happens too.
That is funny.
Oh my goodness. Cindy, add on to this.
It was just like it's kind of like we had an actual movie star
Yeah.
in here, and everybody that saw it on my Facebook, everybody that saw it on my Instagram was like,
Like.
yeah, and they're all like, is that real? Is that a statue? No, I'm like, no, that is R2D2. That's real. Like,
Yeah, that's cool.
he's got a
That's
microphone,
cool.
he can talk. and everything.
That's crazy.
And we're gonna bring him to the strip club.
Oh, man,
Remember,
that'd
he
be
was
awesome.
saying it. He's like, "Oh, I want girls and all that," because you have to decipher that whole
Hey,
droid
man.
language.
He probably be getting all kind of action too.
Dude.
Exactly.
He's got
All
those little.
kind. Hey, hey.
He's got the tools.
Who
He's
knows
got-
what
He's
he can
about
do.
that high, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just
And-
saying.
And the crazy thing was when Gerard was stating that a lot of the older women wanted to get with R2.
Yeah, how much for an hour?
Yeah, like
Wow.
what are you conceiving here?
Well, remember with the right attachments, I mean,
That's
Absolutely.
hey, no problem there.
He unlocks all kind of stuff, right?
That's right. That's right. Who knows? But yeah, that episode was incredible.
If you can think of it, somebody's into it.
Yeah.
That's the cliche.
You know, that could be really dangerous. You know,
R2, you're a bad droid. Not a bad man, a bad droid. But yeah, if you haven't seen that program, go to theslamshow.com or theslamshow.tv to check out the replay automatic and see R2D2 in his full craziness. That's for sure. Also, props out to Lady Sage. She is out doing a photo shoot. And Mike Gill had to work overtime, so unfortunately he wasn't able to make it for tonight. But we're going to hold it down. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about after the commercial break. I can't wait, man. I'm excited. And we got Oak. We got Oak in the house. Everyone hang tight here on The Slam Show. Yeah, buddy.
Need cash
Yeah, that's
now?
about the
Call
size of the
1-800
TV.
Car Title to borrow $2,500 to $50,000 against the value of your vehicle. 1-800 Car Title has been offering the lowest rates and monthly payments for over 10 years. Mention promo code FREEWAY to receive free gas with your loan. 1-800-227-8485. 1-800 Car Title, a proud supporter of the Freeway Series.
1-800-CAR-TITLE, fast cash and low payments every day.
It's hurricane and wildfire season again. Why do thousands of people sit in these reoccurring problem areas year after year, betting their lives that the disaster won't get them? Hundreds of you helped eFoods Direct ship 50,000 donated meals to the Oklahoma victims. The problem is we can't help everybody. If every one of us who can will take care of ourselves, we can all pitch in to take care of those who really can't. The new Just In Case pack from eFoods Direct is the big brother to the 7-day emergency pack designed for Oklahoma disaster donations. It contains a 2-month supply for one person, or a 1-month supply for 2 adults, or a 2-week supply for a family of 4. The $320 price is $50 less than retail. Call 800-409-5633 on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Order 2 or more, get 10% off, free shipping applies. Call 800-409-5633 on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex.
Protecting your home with a security system is a must. But when it comes to protecting your family, your home, and belongings, there's no need to sign a long-term contract. Listen, there is some real scum in the alarm business, cashing in by locking you into long, punishing contracts. Not with Simply Safe Home Security. They're the good guys. You can trust Simply Safe to protect your family. Simply Safe was created by a Harvard Business School engineer, and it's revolutionary. You'll get 24-hour protection for just $14.99 a month. There are no hidden fees and no contracts. You'll save thousands. Plus, you're protected by their 100% money-back guarantee. Protect yourself against home invasions and break-ins. Order your Simply Safe system now and receive a wireless keychain remote, a $25 gift, free. So don't waste your time dealing with scum. Visit GetSimplySafe.com. GetSimplySafe.com. GetSimplySafe.com.
Introducing Pro One. All of your filtration in one system, portable, on the go. No more do you have 2 or 3 filters to just reduce sodium fluoride. You have a system that cuts out the sodium fluoride and up to 95% of hydrofluorosilicic acid. Advanced manufacturing technology combines silver-impregnated white ceramic with new Aquamedics advanced media for removal of fluoride and other heavy metals, all in one filter element. It is the only one that does it, and out of the gate, we have it discounted at 10% off with promo code WATER. This is the only system that in one unit helps reduce or remove pesticides, herbicides, chloramines, ammonia, and chlorine, hydrofluorosilicic acid, the most common form of fluoride not covered by other fluoride filter brands, and sodium hexafluorosilicate. Get your Pro Pure with the new Pro One filter today at InfoWarsStore.com or by calling 888-253-3139.
Taking a family of 5 to the amusement park can cost a small fortune.
Oh, yeah. So to save some money, we thought, hey, let's bring the amusement park to us.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, step right up, young man. Are you ready to ride the Wacky Waterfall?
That's just the bathtub with the shower head running.
Nope, it's the Wacky Waterfall.
It's the shower, Dad.
Waterfall.
Wacky.
There's an easier way to save. To get a free rate quote, go to geico.com, then buy online, over the phone, or at your local Geico office.
You know the U.S. dollar is devaluing. You can see it happening every day. You know a new currency will take over at some point. Wouldn't you like to be in on the ground floor? Bitcoins. They're a decentralized, anonymous internet currency. They're free to use, free to accept, and free from inflation forever. You can use them anywhere in the world, and their value seems only to be increasing. Find out more at weusecoins.org. Don't be kicking yourself in the pants in a month. Your dollars are going down. Bitcoins are going up. weusecoins.org.
Snoring. It's not just something to laugh about. Snoring could be a symptom of sleep apnea, a serious condition where breathing stops during sleep, and if left untreated can lead to daytime drowsiness while driving, high blood pressure, acid reflux, heart attack, and stroke. Plus the family issues of the snoring keeping others up all night. The first step in treatment is a sleep study. Through homeapneatest.com, it can now be done in your own home in the comfort of your own bed through the direction of a board-certified sleep medicine physician in your area. The test simply monitors your breathing while you sleep. For more information about sleep apnea, go to homeapneatest.com or call 1-877-54-APNEA, 1-877-542-7632.
If you're suffering from chronic pain, migraine headaches, or any other health issues, it might be your back telling you it's time for an adjustment. Come check out the New Health Chiropractic Center in Concord. We restore the curvatures of the spine to bring you back to good health and wellness. Our specialists will provide a full examination and x-rays for free. Just mention the Slam Show. Call now for an appointment at 925-759-9722 or online at thenewhealthcc.com. In order to transform your health, you have to try something new. The New Health Chiropractic Center.
Yeah, buddy. Welcome back to the Slam Show. This is the sports and news segment sponsored by Mellows.
Ooh, thank you, Mellows, for the awesome
Mellows
delicious
locations
pizza.
in Pleasant Hill, Brentwood, and Livermore.
That's right. Thank you, Captain Fantastic, for picking up the goodness, as always.
Anytime.
Oh, my goodness, Benny. I am so sorry. Your mic is just... There's something that's telling me that you should move over to the other mic or something. May have to. That way we don't have any issues. So, pardon the little movement. We're going to have Benny Mac move over to Mike Ill's station. And...
Is it live? I don't think the mic's live.
Oh, it's going to be live. It's always live. It's always going to be alive.
So you get to rock the My First Sonys.
There
you go.
There you go.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right, back.
Thank you for being such a good sport.
Oh, what are you talking about? It's all in fun. It's live TV. What are you going to do?
Exactly. All right. And speaking of which, we're going to kick off the segment as far as you're concerned, Benny Mac, because you are our Giants correspondent, and the Giants, they won the World Series.
We are the champions.
Dynasty status.
We got to throw a little bit of a video here, and this is good old Mad Bum receiving the MVP. And there's
this video.
That's hilarious.
Did you hear about this, about the Chevy guy?
Oh, God.
The truck?
This poor guy is never going to live this shit down.
Oh, it's so funny.
He was just not prepared to talk on TV.
It was like-
and he was just super awkward and kind of winded. Over his words, and you know, the internet just fucking ate him for lunch, man. It's just like, this poor guy.
Why are you
already,
saying
nervous.
poor guy? I mean, he's a high-level executive.
Yeah.
He should have been prepared. It's his job to be prepared. Period.
I just mean the internet,
Biggest stage
dude.
of his life.
Yeah.
And that
The
is
internet, I
cool.
mean,
Man,
the
it was
internet
like-
is the internet.
it was
I
like-
mean, it'll blow over, but like, really? I mean, you gotta go out of your way to make fun of somebody like that. But you
People
know, at
do
the
it
end of the
every day.
I know they do it every day. It doesn't make it cool.
Oh,
I agree.
That's true.
See? And you're right. You know what? He can probably go home and be like, you know what? Fuck these nerds in their parents' basement.
I make six G's a
I
minute.
make 6 G's a minute.
There
Right?
you
and
go.
I passed Mad Bum the keys.
Right? I gave somebody a car because they won a baseball game.
It was,
Like,
it was like Porky the Pig giving him the keys, man. It was bleak.
yeah, I mean,
He couldn't
watch
get it.
the video, man. It's pretty bad. It's painful to watch.
Is that what we're watching right now?
Yeah, a little video snippet of that whole exchange. But yeah, Benny Mac, let's break it down. The Giants, our Giants, won it all, and it's just incredible. Just summarize everything.
Well, I mean, every time they win, it's a different star, different crew. I mean, this was as fun as any of them to watch because I actually got to enjoy it. I wasn't so tense. I wasn't so stressed out. Kansas City was a good club. I figured we would overmatch them at some point, but man, they played so good. They had such good at bats and were so smart. The Royals were. But I really had a good time with it. I mean, I think the one thing I'd want to stress, I know time is limited, but when you talk about the dynasty things, people really need to kind of appreciate what's going on. This is a very rare thing. These kind of things don't happen. I mean, it's with all the different layers it takes to get to the World Series. All the different, we've got to get into the wild card. We essentially have 4 rounds of playoffs. When you look back, the New York Yankees, 96, they won it. Then they went to the World Series, 98 to 2001. I mean, that's pretty historic. But nobody else has gone 3 to 5. It's just it's almost impossible. I mean, even you think of the 1927 Yankees, one of the Yankees of the 20s. They went to all those World Series, a bunch of Hall of Famers, but there was 8 teams in each league at that time. Yeah. And you basically won the American League, and the guy that won the National League, you played in the World Series. It was easy to do all that stuff in comparison to how difficult the road has been for the Giants. I feel really proud of them because they've overcome so much, all the injuries, everybody that was missing, everybody counting them out, basically saying they were done. You know what I mean? Saying there was just no chance, and then they pulled it together, and and such a tough World Series. You know, they got their ass kicked a couple times. They just put their hard hat on and got to work, did all the little things, you know. And Mad Bum's going to be on Jimmy Fallon tonight. So it's worth checking out. You know, I like Jimmy Fallon, and of course I love Mad Bum. We were talking earlier about that last play in the ninth inning, about the ball that was hit that basically ate up our whole outfield. And what I think is so fantastic about that play is it's sort of a tweener line drive, right? And here comes Blanco. And the whole rule there in the ninth inning is no doubles. Nothing gets overhead, nothing gets by you. It's 2 outs in the ninth inning of the World Series. Let it drop in front of you, but nothing gets by you. So he gets caught in the middle. He's thinking, maybe I'll dive and make a play, maybe I won't. And he kind of slips on the grass. Ball eats him up, gets by him. Sucks. At the same point, Perez is making a play on the ball. Should have been backing him up, but he's thinking maybe he could get to the ball. Eats him up. Now Perez has to run it to the wall, right? At that point, you're supposed to just, you know, that's when the game should get slow. You know, it's the most panic time. You don't want to freak out. You're just supposed to tell yourself, okay, the guy's got a double. I'm going to pick the ball up. I'm going to get it in. Everything's going to be okay. He'll get a double. He won't get a triple. But he's freaking out. It's a World Series. He's looking away. He tries to pick the ball up. He fucking drops
That's
it.
right.
I'm melting down. My heart is just falling right
All
now.
of our hearts.
And then he kicks the fucking thing, right? I'm just like, God damn it, you know? Pick the ball up and throw it in. So then he picks it up and just turns around and just unloads it, you know? And I think this is the play that, and I'm a shortstop. I mean, that's what I did my whole life. I love shortstop play, good shortstop play, and I love Brandon Crawford. And he takes the relay as good or better than anybody in baseball. And what saved the game there was Craw getting out there, getting himself in a good position, and if you see, he short hops the throw. So Perez basically throws it right in the ground.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so there's Craw. If he bobbles it, if he doesn't field it cleanly, if anything doesn't go just right, the guy scores. But Crawford goes out, makes a World Series saving play, gets his hands on the ball in a position, turns around, makes a good throw. I mean, if they would have sent him, he would have shot him. All because of just doing the little things that no one would notice. If you weren't looking for it, there's nobody that would have seen Crawford make the play that he made. And it's just one of my favorite things, you know. And that's when you talk about a team effort, right? Every single guy doing their job, doing the little things. And Crawford basically went out there, saved his teammates, because those guys were going to go down in history as absolutely just blowing it.
Yeah.
You want to add on to that, Oak?
Sure. I mean, I think that the magnitude of the moment got the best of them.
Absolutely.
I mean, because when you really analyze it, the Giants should have lost that game.
Yeah, they
If
kinda...
the third base coach should have sent the guy running, because that was the window right there. Because when you play in sports, there's always a window, you know, for you to take advantage of something.
True.
That was the window right there. You know, without any hesitation, he should have sent them home. We got a tie game, and then we're telling a totally different story. You know, because the guy was throwing BBs. I mean, I don't even see how he even got that hit. I mean, he was pitching.
Yeah,
he was dialed in.
No, that was their moment.
He was throwing BBs.
Absolutely.
You know, so when those moments like that present themselves, you got to take advantage of it. And that's why they lost, because they didn't. You can't hesitate. You just got to, when they open that door, okay, I'm here. Let's do it. And then those guys would have been the GOAT. Straight up, because they would have been talking about that for 30 years. And I really got mad.
Yeah.
My wife was like, why you get so mad? I'm like, because he just blew the game. I mean, like, and I'm not a Giants fan. I'm a sports fan.
Yes.
But when you see something take place that shouldn't happen, you know, you notice. And I'm like, dude, I mean, it pissed me off. I'm like, make that. I mean, how you not make that catch? I mean, it ain't no excuse for you not to make that catch. Right. You're supposed to want to shine right now. See, that's the difference between the great players and the players that's okay. Because when those opportunities for you to shine present themselves, you step into them big old shoes and you like, yeah. Because you think about all the glory that's going to come with you making that play. Just think about that. But now, since I told my wife, his booty hole locked up. I mean, it literally did, because he was like,
I seen it happen. Yeah, I watched it happen.
Literally, he's like, You like, dude, what? Make the play.
What do you got to lose?
Yeah,
Honestly.
make the play. This the World Series. You might not get back here. And they're talking about, what is it? They didn't want it every 2 years or what have
It's
you.
been every other year.
I mean, that's a nice feat. I still think my A's doing it 3 straight years is better. But
In
that's
the
a story
70s,
for
right?
another day.
Early 70s?
And they went 3 straight years in the 80s too.
Well, they went, but they
they
didn't
lost
win. Yeah,
2
that's
out of
right.
3
That's
to the
right.
Dodgers.
That's right.
With that cripple man
and the
coming up
Reds.
there, hitting the home run. Okay,
Kirk
but
Gibson.
when we lost to Cincinnati, they beat us.
Yeah.
I thought the Dodgers got lucky.
Well, I never root for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Dodgers got lucky that
anyone
year.
but Dodgers.
I can't stand watching him run the home run.
Look, Kirk
run it
Gibson,
out.
I mean, it took me a long time to get over that. Because I can tell you specifically in that game, not to change the story, but in that game, we was at some friends' house watching it, and I kept saying the whole game, if you go look back at the stats and how many stranded men we left on base, that's why we lost that game. Not because he hit the home run, because the A's did take advantage of the opportunities when they were there.
I mean, it's like you said, it's the World Series. Take advantage of your moments. You brought in your guy, best closer, on earth at the time. He's supposed to get him out. You got this guy stumbling around underneath, hitting in the batting cages, saying, "Coach, I got one swing. I got one swing in me. That's it." And Eck threw him that little breaking ball that he always likes to throw low and away, and he went down and got it. I mean, shit, that's one man beating another man. That's what you love to see on a big stage like that.
It still bothers me, as you can tell. From his face. 'Cause
Raw
I
emotion.
mean, oh my goodness! Every time I think, man, it took me years.
Just gonna be laying in bed thinking about that.
And
For
we're-
real.
And you're reliving it here on the Slam
right
Show.
now.
Sorry, Oak. It's
But-
just.
Seeing that man hobble up to the plate and just literally just stick his bat out there, he didn't even swing.
I know.
I mean,
I know.
not my favorite player. Not my favorite player. One more quick thing. I know you got to move on probably. The Giants did put an offer in. It's kind of a mandatory offer to Pablo today. So I have 15.2. I mean, it's just
That's
it's
the third
a
baseman, right?
technicality.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of a technicality. What happens is he doesn't want to just sign for 1 year. He wants a bigger contract, and he wants to make more than $15 million a year.
Yes.
But what we do by giving him that offer is it means that if someone does come and outbids us for him, that we get some draft picks at least in return.
Right.
So it's called a qualifying offer, something like that. So it's just something. It's a good gesture on our part, and I think we're going to still sign him. But at least we get something for him if we lose him. And our other free agents, they didn't put any other offers out to anyone else.
Well, it wasn't anybody of note.
Yeah, I mean,
with
Morse
this team,
maybe, but I don't think there's a big bidding war for those guys.
Yeah.
And Pablo's the focus.
Yes.
We got to get that kid back.
Yeah.
I mean, he was definitely the catalyst, especially when the playoffs started. He was definitely the catalyst.
Turns out he's one of the best World Series hitting players ever. In 100 years.
Yeah, I had to give him his props because he definitely, was putting in some work when it needed to be done. See, that's what I'm saying. I mean, as a sports person, if you're, spending your life to get to this pinnacle, when it presents itself, man, you got to grab it with both hands because, you might not ever get back there again. And I've always been, people that, eyes get too big for the stage. I'm like, dude, really? You've been doing this since you was a kid, and right now you're
nervous.
Really?
Your booty getting tied up?
Your whole life, right?
Yeah, I've never understood that.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, you like,
Well, that's how
you
Pablo
soaking
plays.
it all
Always
in.
gotta smile.
See, that's
always
why I
in a
like
good-
him,
never
man.
Nervous,
That's exactly why I like him
Very
because
exciting.
the moment was never too big for him at all.
How old is Pablo? Like 28, right?
Yeah,
Still relatively
yeah,
young.
For
26,
baseball,
28,
man, he could be playing another 10 years easy.
I think we're looking at a 5 to 7 year contract, something like that. People are getting away from the 7 to 10 because they've all gone so badly. That nobody's living up to that long. So I think we're looking somewhere in the 5-year range. They're going to try to put together for him. But we want him to stay with us. We got too many panda heads in the crowd. We can't get rid of that.
What other third basemen are out there?
He is elite.
Well, when you produce, I mean, that's what happens. When you produce.
We got to watch out for the Red Sox. The Red Sox need a third baseman. They got tons of money.
He shouldn't go there.
I don't think he's going anywhere. But I'm just saying that those are the guys. They're gonna make a play at him pretty hard, and he'll be good in that ballpark.
I mean, Boston is a totally different culture than San Francisco. Unless you've been there and lived there for any amount of time, you wouldn't understand that. And I don't think he would necessarily fit.
Different culture from San
No, but
Francisco.
no, that's true. You're absolutely right.
Special.
You're absolutely right. But Boston is a little different. It is. haven't been there, and I'm not just saying that. I mean, I've had the opportunity to go a lot of different places around the country and live, for work, and you see the differences. But Boston is totally different. It really is.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our Boston oversight by Oak here on the Slam Show. Way different from Frisco.
Yeah,
that's
Oh, it is, man.
That's
It
right.
is.
Cool.
No bueno.
So once again, congratulations to the San Francisco Giants for winning the World Series, and we will have
Hey now.
Benny Mac back when we do our spring training program and see where they stand and dive into all what we need to be as far as their chances of repeating. And hopefully by then we'll have the answer if Pablo Sandoval has re-signed.
Yeah, we'll know. We'll know soon, I think.
I hope
Not
so.
too long, because that's the kind of thing you just want to get done. Once it gets to the winter meetings, once it gets to that, everyone starts talking, everybody starts putting plans together, start putting their resources together. We want to get in there, and I don't think we're going to get a hometown discount, so we're going to have to figure it out. But
Agreed.
I feel good about it.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, I wouldn't give no discount either. I mean, it's a
Get
lot of people in
yours.
them stands.
He's worth
Yeah.
it.
They sell a lot of merchandise.
Yeah.
Get
You know,
yours.
Lot of
Get
panda
yours.
hats.
For
Agreed.
real.
There ain't no such thing as hometown discount
That's
anymore
right.
when it comes to millions. All right, moving on to our next sports topic, and we had our teams in action. The San Francisco 49ers as well as the Oakland Raiders. We'll get to the Raiders in a little bit. I have a little rant that I want to go ahead and break down because I kind of pointed out to a lot of people I was going to explain why the hell the San Francisco 49ers are dropping the ball literally this entire season. And there is no one else to blame. I don't give a fuck of what everyone's posting on Facebook or social media about Greg Roman or the coaching staff or the injuries on defense. I don't give a fuck. The gentleman that you see here on the video is the leader, supposed leader of the San Francisco 49ers, Colin Kaepernick. Being the quarterback, he has everything going for him. But here's the problem, guys. This is why he hasn't performed up to what we expect, hasn't progressed to what we expect, is because of three numbers. 110, $110 million. It was his new contract he signed in June with a guaranteed 61 mil. When you get that much money, and granted, he is obviously in that ballpark to be paid that much, especially with all the accomplishments he's done, being able to reach the Super Bowl and the NFC championships and so forth. But when you have that amount of money already in someone's bank account and you still have a lot to work at in terms of being able to bring championships, sometimes that's a leverage in your progression in terms of what you want to do, training yourself, being able to learn from other coaches, being able to say, hey, I want to be an elite quarterback. I want to take it to the next tier. I want to be a Peyton Manning, a Tom Brady, a Joe Montana, a Steve Young. When you are given that much money, there is a complacency that sets in. And that complacency, I fucking believe Colin Kaepernick has taken that.
Calling you out, man.
Absolutely.
I couldn't disagree with that.
And I want everyone to know that that is the bottom line. And the thing is, his ceiling is so high if he works at it. I remember the last show that you were on, Benny Mac, and you said straight off, if he just focused on the intangibles of being an elite quarterback instead of worrying about having the six-pack all nice and straight, there would be a different progression.
He likes taking pictures with his hat sideways and his shirt off, and meanwhile Peyton Manning's studying film and being the best quarterback.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Agreed.
It bothers me too.
So overall, I think right now the Niners are in dire straits. 4-4. They're in a division where you have the Cardinals leading the way, the Seahawks as powerful as ever, and you can't leave out the Rams because they got their ass whooped.
What was that, 9 sacks yesterday? Did you ever think you'd see Cap get sacked 9 times in one game?
All I got to say, guys, is that it's at a point now where it's either going to be sink or swim. Maybe they have to win out to have any chance at the playoffs. 9-7 is not going to guarantee shit. That's for sure. So all I gotta say is, hopefully, Colin Kaepernick watches the show or has someone that could pass on this. But get your fucking ass in gear, because you are the one accountable for the entire progression of the Niners moving forward in the season. Who wants to add on?
Well, 3 teams aren't going to make the playoffs out of the NFC West. It's not happening. So the Cardinals are one of them right now, just because they have such a big lead. You know, I think they're a pretty good team. I don't know that they should be 7-1, but you know, they're doing their thing. So Seattle's ahead of us right now. We do play Seattle 2 times still, so I mean that can help us out. Hasn't gone well for us the last couple of years though. So I don't know.
We beat them at home, but not on the road.
I can see a scenario where they don't even make the playoffs. You know, there's just not going to be 3 teams out of our division.
I mean, you know, you're absolutely right. There's not going to be 3. There's only going to be a maximum of 2.
Maximum, yeah.
But I think that, you know, Slam, you know, you pretty much summed it up. I don't think, and I noticed this at the beginning of the season, that you did not see any progression in Colin Kaepernick's game. You know, just strictly from a football perspective, not, you know, how I feel about the team or anything, just strictly football.
Sports.
And I think that maybe having that big contract has something to do with that. Maybe not. But I would think that as a pride thing, and I think Russell Wilson shows, Andrew Luck shows, like you mentioned,
Amen. Yeah.
you know, that if you work on your game, it will show. Or Madden, when you work on your game, it will show. In baseball, when you work on your game, regardless of the position, it will show.
Absolutely.
When the season started, I was looking at Kaepernick, and I'm talking to my wife. I'm like, it doesn't look like this guy really worked on his game. And I'm not talking about anything big. I'm talking about the little things, you know? Because, like, if you're building a brick wall with bricks, you got to put the mortar in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, in him building his wall, he's not doing what he needs to do for that wall to be sustained. And there are other people around him that's not necessarily in a Niner organization that's showing what you need to do to prepare. But I also think there's a distinct change within the locker room, because the product on the field, you guys used to be physical, defense and offense. Your offensive line used to maul people, literally.
Yes.
Maul people.
Yes.
And I love
All
that.
the penalties.
You know, penalties are part of the game, you know. And one thing about penalties, they're subjective, you know, because penalties change week to week in the NFL because they start focusing on different things, you know, because during the course of the season, you send in film to the NFL saying this is what's going on, that's what's going on.
Yep.
And then the NFL takes that into consideration.
Makes adjustments.
So when they have their meetings with their refs, they say, okay, these are some of the things that you guys need to look out for. And this goes beyond what they already got to look out for when it comes to, you know, if they hit the quarterback in the right place, defenseless receiver. And I'm still trying to figure out what a defenseless receiver is. You know,
Aren't we all?
But those are some of the things that, you know, they have to look out for, you know. But you guys are not beating people up in a line like y'all need to. And another thing nobody said, can anybody tell me when the last time Crabtree has made a clutch catch that really matters for you guys? I mean, this is just observation. I'm not a hater.
No, it's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
You know,
it's
this
true.
is strictly from football.
Yes.
And I sit up and just kind of, I love football. And I sit down and just kind of analyze it. And these are just some of the things that I come up with. When you're looking at a player, you know, when it really matters, what do they do for you?
Well, I mean that would be my point exactly. I mean, I think the thing in football, in basketball, there's some sports where you got some guys that could put the team on their back.
Right.
You got some guys that can step up. Like if our offensive line is broke down, injuries on defense. That's why you got $100 million player. He's supposed to stand up and say, "Get on my back." For
Right.
this.
Thank
Crab,
you.
You do this.
I
He
agree.
start directing traffic.
Yep.
The only body that keeps showing up is Bolden. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bolden keeps battling.
Don't forget about Gore.
Well, for
Yes.
sure, for sure. But he's contingent on other people helping him too. He's got to have the good line play. He's got to have all that stuff. And sometimes the way it's broke down, they just stuff him. And if Cap's not making plays, you can stop the run.
It seems
You know?
like, you know, from a quarterback, he doesn't know what's going on out there.
Yeah, he doesn't know when to run, when to throw.
Well, you
Here's-
know, it goes beyond that. It's like
You know what? It
you
goes
got to be able
beyond.
to read the field. Okay? And it doesn't seem like he's able to read the field the way a quarterback needs to be. And I'm not questioning his intelligence or anything like that.
Right. There's a lot of intangibles that he is missing. Here's also another wild card in the whole scenario. This season is a contract year for Crabtree. You know that Crabtree and Colin Kaepernick are boys. That's why he's always, and I remember Niner Empire, the biggest fan club over in Frisco. They came by, and Joe, the CEO, is close to the team because he's hooked up like that. And he told me straight up specifically that Michael Crabtree could be the cancer for the San Francisco 49ers because of his selfishness and so forth. Now, when you connect that to the contract year and Crabtree going into Colin's ear and say, hey, get me the ball. And in his mind, I'm pretty sure Colin's saying, okay, you weren't open, so I can't get it to you. I see Anquan, I see Davis, I see Gore, I see all these others, and you have this buddy of his bickering. That kind of plays a part in like, how am I supposed to handle this? If you notice, his mannerisms on the field are night and day compared to what it was last year. So there's a lot of things that are going through his head, not only with the stress of being able to live up to the contract and the money he's paid for, but all these intangible things other players wants from him.
But see, that goes back to preparation, though. All the things that you just talked about goes back to preparation.
And Colin does not have that.
And he does not come across to me thus far as somebody that's worked on their craft enough.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say work on your craft, there are a plethora of people within the organization that came before him that he should be able to reach out to be able to deal with the various situations that obviously is going to come up that they've had to deal with in the past. That they can say, well, look, these are some of the scenarios that's going to come up. Crabtree being one of them, how to appease, the different egos out there on the field. But as you see on the field, is not, the proof is not in the pudding at all.
Yeah. And there's going to be a very important must-need for proof before this season goes down the tubes really quick.
I mean, 9 times? Did you ever think you'd see Kaepernick sacked in one game 9 times?
I think it might
that
have only been 8. No. I think it might have only been 8. But that's right.
Right, yeah.
But I mean, come on.
No, I'm with you, bro.
You know what I mean? As athletic as this guy is.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. It's like nearly an impossibility for him to be brought down that many times.
Right, because we're not talking, sacks with him running or anything like that. We're talking about straight up in the pocket.
And I agree with the whole thing about preparation. And that could go team-wide because the Rams, they were prepared. They had a counter for everything. It was almost like the Niners brass just said, hey, let's just go ahead and roll out the same shit and see what happens. And guess what? They got bit in the butt. This is one game that I freaking actually rooted for the Rams to win. I said, the Niners don't fucking have to win this game. This is like, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. It wasn't fair. And when that fumble happened by Kaepernick, it was like...
Man, that was a fumble.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
And the thing about it is, the irony to this game and the 8 sacks is that the Rams had trouble sacking the quarterback all year.
Agreed.
All year.
And they come here and they probably matched their total for the entire year in one game.
That's why I was like, it just blew my mind. I'm like, I can't believe Cap getting sacked like this. I mean, you don't see this coming, dude?
But that's another thing. He had chances. He could have got rid of the ball. You know what I mean? It's like it's poor quarterback play. It's poor quarterback.
Thank you.
And those sacks are a symptom of him not getting his reads, not getting rid of the ball.
Exactly. And I'm glad that we're all on the same page as far as the quarterback has to shoulder everything because he gets all the credit and all the blame.
And all the money.
And all the money.
Yeah, but we're, like you said, we're witnessing the Bay. We know good quarterback play.
Thank you.
Do I need to go through the litany of legends
and
that's quarterback in the Bay?
We all know that by heart.
Okay.
And I'll throw even Jeff Garcia, even though he never really won a Super Bowl or anything, he was a good quarterback.
Yeah. He was decent.
Yeah.
You know?
And he went, obviously, to Oakland for a little bit. So
don't remind me, please.
So before we move on to some discussion on Oaktown's team, does anyone want to close out on the Niner discussion?
I'll just say,
clean up.
Cap, just go back to the basics. He just forgot what brought him to the party. That happens to a lot of people, happens to everybody. Happened to me 5 years into comedy. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, you do so much in the beginning because you're so you have a burning desire for it, you have a passion for it, you're obsessed with it, and then all of a sudden you get whatever you think, quote unquote, is glory, or get it is what it is you think the result of being an elite quarterback is. Yeah, you got to Super Bowl, never won it. But then really just having that $10 million, I mean, you can learn from it from so many other players. I mean, if you look from Mad Bum's perspective, him going into the game, the World Series to him was just the World Series to him. It wasn't the World Series. It was just another game of baseball. He said, I can go another 200 pitches if I want, if they allowed me to. So with that attitude is what Cap needs to have. He gets frustrated really thing. He lets it get his goat. He just has to really get prepared mentally, physically, and spiritually. With all the money he has, he could pay for that if he wanted to. But all the money in the world isn't going to get you back to the place that you were before because you didn't have money then. Get back to that place. It's just like any fighter, any elite champion, even though they have millions and millions of dollars, they would go back to living like a fighter. You know what I mean? And they would go back to living as a fighter.
That reminder of why he was there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, well said.
Like in that Rocky movie when he had to fight Clubber
Rocky
Lang.
montage.
Yeah. When he had to fight Clubber Lang, he had to go back to the beginning.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, go back to the.
I live in this mansion. I
Yeah.
can't. This is
Yeah.
not gonna get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's really just that. Really get hungry again, and
Yeah.
for everything else, I mean, he understands, and he's still a young guy.
That's
I mean,
excellent
we could really just rule him out as an elite quarterback today, but we
Well,
can't
you know
rule
what?
him out as
That
an elite
word
quarterback.
elite.
And then, yeah.
You know, that's that ESPN generation
Yeah.
because they garner and throw that word around.
Yeah.
And to me, you don't get it until you've
you
really
show it.
done some
Yeah.
work. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
As I said, you could rule him out as a elite quarterback today, but it's not gonna. It's not. You can't eliminate him from the whole game in itself.
I mean, because I never thought
yeah.
he was elite in the past. I think he kind of snuck up on people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because in that preseason game, he just popped. You know, I'm
He
talking about
basically
why
ran through the
that
door you were
dude-
talking about, the door of opportunity.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, yeah, exactly.
He ran through
You
that
know,
door. He ran
had that
fast.
opportunity. He popped. Oh, little boy got shipped out of town. You know?
Mr. Smith.
Yeah. So.
And that goes for you, Clay. Clay Thompson, that $70 million. Let your dad give you that allowance still. Stick to the basics.
Stick to the basics. But that's hard to do,
Yeah,
though.
don't forget what brought
You
you to
know?
the party.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Is just remember what brought you to the party.
Yeah.
Exactly. So to just close this out.
And go Niners.
Yeah. Colin,
Thick and thin.
just go back to the basics and earn your keep, brother, because the season is on the line right now. And the next two games is on the road against the Saints and there's...
Ooh.
Yeah, that's next week. And
Saints
there's...
at home or Saints at their house. Their home is tough.
Yeah.
Man, the
They're
Saints
playing
right now, they're going to be coming off a bye.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
what
I
we're
mean, like,
hoping.
the Saints is like on fire right now. Okay? Because they were, you know, kind of struggling there for a minute.
Well, San Francisco better step it up.
Yeah, they should better be ready because the Saints are going to come out guns a-blazing. At home,
Agreed.
too?
Agreed. There you go. So, yeah, let's move on. Oaktown, just real quick. Your Oakland Raiders. They put up a little fight against the
Man, they've been
Seattle...
fighting all year except for when they went over to London. Let's be real here.
Yeah, okay. Where's your team stand as far as what you see with Derek Carr and the rest of the starting players, and if there's any changes that right now you could do or leave it as is, because pretty much the season's...
Well, I mean, the season, you know, was over after week 2 or 3, if you will.
Really?
Yeah, you know, in my opinion, yes, because that coach, for some reason, I understand wanting to build a program, you know, and I understand trying to change a culture or kind of rebuild a tattered franchise, because that's pretty much what the Raiders are these days. There's a generation of kids that have never seen them win. They only know Raiders as losers, you know. Just like some of the teams when the Raiders were in their glory years, you know, back in my younger days, seeing them play, there are teams like...
You're still young, brother.
You know, Green Bay. I say younger. Younger. You know, I mean, I can name the teams that were bad, you know, when the Raiders were good and really good. But Al Davis lost his mind. You know, God rest his soul, man. I'm going to tell you the truth. You know, he was trying to win at the end at all costs, you know, sacrificing the future. And then, you know, this became a place where old players came to die and, you know, just get a check.
True.
And so this year, whatever the coach plan was to try to build a franchise, instead of him coming out, letting the chips fly, you know, it was, we got to be so conservative and, you know, protect the quarterback, so on and so forth. And I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, y'all paying him a whole lot of money, to come along with the franchise come with May. And so far, he's been shouldering that, and I commend him for that, okay? I do see some flashes. I can name the games that we really fought. I thought we got done in New England again this past year. There was a running play. They were up by a touchdown late in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
We're within the red zone. The guy got the ball, runs it into the end zone, score. We get a late holding flag, okay? And from that point on, that game went out the window. It wasn't holding. I'm like, really? So if I'm engaged with you the whole time and you spin it around, but I keep engaged with you, that is not holding by definition. So we kept losing. We go over to London. There's no way you should go over there and get blowed out like that. So once that happened, you knew Allen was going to get fired. You knew that.
Did you ever have confidence in Allen to begin with?
Well, I always like to give somebody a chance, till they show me otherwise, and he showed me otherwise.
Like Singletary.
Yeah, I mean, at least Mike Singletary won some games. At least he had y'all going in the right direction. It's just that his approach was a little bit too old school for some of these new cats. They couldn't deal with.
Can't play with them.
Well, yeah. Plus,
But that's real though. I mean, because see, you get into the whole social aspect of it. Well, you weren't raised with no daddy, okay, and a grown man get in your face and tell you what to do. A lot of men, especially black men, don't know how to deal with that. And I think that's what a lot of that was. But that's a story for another day. But for real. But when we got blowed out in London like that, man, you knew. I told he ain't coming back. I said that before he went. I said if we go to London and play well, he'll be back. We go to London and it's all bad, he ain't coming back. It was all bad, he didn't come back. Okay?
We'll ship you your clothes.
He got his own ride home.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, you need to find your own. Yeah, exactly. Because there's no way you go over to London on that stage and get just annihilated. We go down the first drive and score. I'm thinking, okay.
Positive.
Yeah. But then we didn't score another point. But gave up, what was it, 42 straight?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was like something stupid. So, but
They're better than the Chargers.
No. That was a bigger stage over in London.
Yeah,
getting beat like that than what happened to San Diego yesterday.
Yeah,
just think about London. They was talking about it for a few weeks leading up to the game.
Yeah,
and you go over there and get shellacked. You remember they were showing all the Raider fans. In the stands and everything. After halftime or the first quarter, it was crickets.
Yeah.
You can't have that.
Anymore. Yeah.
I mean, people don't want to realize the Raiders are a marquee organization, known all over the world. And then you wouldn't know that by the past 10, 15 years, the way the losing has occurred. I mean, it's just obscene. But I do see, some light. I mean, I think that we need to add a D tackle. I think that we need another receiver. And I think that a tight end. We get those three pieces, you'll see something different. Because
you might get him from the Niners.
Because you get a tight end, he'll work the middle of the field. Okay, put pressure on the defense, stretch the field, going down the seam. That opens up the running game. That opens up things for your outside receivers to get open, and that also is a safety blanket for your quarterback. Defensively, our linebackers have been playing well, and the secondary has been playing well. Charles Woods has been playing great.
And he's what, like 100?
Yeah. I mean, like, for real. I mean, you can't help but notice Charles Woodson out there. He's making plays.
Yes, he's acting like he's 23.
Yeah. Mac, the boys is like.
First round draft pick.
Yeah, I mean, they was talking about Clowney, but this guy is like, whoa.
Yeah.
So I do see some light. We'll get some wins in our division, coming up. We play Denver this weekend. They think, it's going to be a walk in the park. But the way our defense has been playing, I think we'll make some noise.
Oh, they got handled by New England.
Man, how in the world you going to be favored going to the Foxborough over that man Brady out there? I mean, I was like, huh?
That's Vegas for you.
You think you're going to go in Foxborough? Really? You forget Belichick is on the sideline?
So I took 3.5.
Absolutely.
I was like, I'll take those 3.5. Thank you.
I'm like, really? You think you're going to go to New England?
Thank you.
And then when that storm blowed in, see, I've been on the East Coast, so I know how them storms are.
Yeah, Brady's a cold-blooded
We know
killer.
about your Boston
Yeah,
reviews,
man.
yeah.
It's like, that hawk, as they say, was out. Peyton Manning didn't know what to do.
Shit, I was at my house earlier when it was cold, and in my hands already lost fucking feeling. I was like, oh, man, I can't deal with.
Yeah, man. It was like, I couldn't believe that. I really couldn't believe they was going to be favored going. And think about it. Peyton Manning has a losing record against Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Outside,
significantly
cold
so.
Booty clamping.
Yeah, significantly so.
That's for sure. He gets tight.
And it's kind of funny how last week I was like, man, Denver just looks incredible. But I said the same thing last year, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And they showed me something different yesterday. You know, they're not as, kind of – New England kind of gave a little bit of a blueprint on how to deal with them.
Yeah, let's hope
and it's almost the same one that Seattle used.
Yeah.
Getting physical with everything. You see the hit they put on Welker?
Isn't he out for the season now or something like that?
I don't know if he's out for the season, but I thought – because I do not like him. He's one of those – if you ever, play sports, he's one of them type of people that is able to do illegal stuff and get away with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's slick like that.
And it make it look like they're within the framework of the rules.
Yeah.
He one of them type of – you see what he did with Aqib Talib last year. That was dirty. I mean, it was clearly dirty. You go in there and literally – just knock the mess out this dude.
You can say shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a dirty play, but legal play. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So when he got hit yesterday, I was like, good, that's what he get.
Karma will get you there, Welker.
Karma is a bitch.
Yeah, so just to close this out, as far as the Raiders are concerned, what's your outlook on the future?
I think that
do you have the quarterback right now?
Well, we have a quarterback, that's for sure.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Okay.
No doubt.
I would agree with that.
I think our
I agree
offensive
too.
line is gelled quite nicely because if you notice, he's been, having time to throw.
Mhm.
He hasn't taken a beating, even though our running game stinks right now, because we don't have any receivers. You know what I mean? No real receivers or a tight end to make the defense play more honest. That's why they've been crowding the line of scrimmage. If you ever kind of notice how they play, when they play us, the line of scrimmage is crowded, because they don't, because we ain't got no receivers.
Right.
That's
in the box.
Well,
right.
Losing Jennings hurt. Losing
Yeah.
Jennings hurt.
Yeah.
That's somebody that's going to be a very, very effective running back in the league. That was a hard one. I mean, you're right about the receivers, but the guys in the backfield, none of those guys got much legs left.
I disagree. I would say MJD ain't got any legs, but McFadden, if you give him some lanes, and what they started to do was throw him the ball.
Yeah.
So you got to, playing football, you got to kind of work to people's strengths, okay? And trying to run McFadden between the tackles is not a good idea.
That's my point.
This is the longest we've ever talked about the Raiders. ever.
Hey, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
But I mean,
We're
it's
breaking
like,
records here in the Slam Show.
MJD he ain't got nothing left. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah, for sure.
McFadden, you got to run him on the edges or
Let's give the
throw
Raiders
him
their
the ball.
moment.
Well, he needs a complimentary back, right?
Right, he needs a
another guy.
complimentary
He needs a
back,
complimentary
but
back.
get him the ball in space and see what he does.
Yeah.
He got wheels.
For sure.
You get him in space, he'll take it to the house still.
Give Gore some space. Let's take
Not like McFadden. Gore, I like Gore. He's a hard-working back.
Of course.
But he ain't going to take it to the house like McFadden.
Right.
I promise you.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah, McFadden has freaking world-class speed in open space. But yeah, well, great observation there, Oaktown. And if there's any freaking Oakland Raider fan and believer, it's you that we support. Fair enough? Fair enough, guys?
I know I'm in a room of Niner fans, so I know what to expect. I appreciate the
we support you, man.
The support.
Because
okay.
you are a sports fan, because you stated that from the very beginning. I'm a sports fan.
Yeah,
when you say
I
that,
support you.
everything is out the door.
Let's get that clear.
But see, I like to make that clear.
Yeah, that's right. I support you.
But see, I like to make that clear because, I try to be unbiased in my opinions, about different teams. I like sports. I like the competitiveness of it. And, if you've played sports at a high level, you know what it takes to win. You know, and you know when somebody out there doing their thing, really putting an effort into winning, and you know when it's not. And a lot of times, you don't say, you be like, really, really. How much was your check this week? I mean, that's what I be like wanting to say sometime. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
They pay you a lot of money to play this. At least be a professional and give it your best effort. That's all I ever ask, you know, with these guys.
Children, listen to Oaktown. He knows what he's saying. That's for sure.
I mean, that's real.
That's real. I'm not going to disagree with you. That is universal. Work hard, and everything's going to work out. That's the way to
Everything
do it.
might not always work out, but see, if you gave it your best effort in here, regardless of, you know, if it worked out or not, you know you gave it your best effort and you could live with yourself.
Amen. Right on, right on. Cool, cool. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a quick music break, and we're going to finish off our topics, and we got some good topics coming up here on the Slam Show, so everyone hang tight.
Jumping in the shower, yeah. I'll be there in an hour. 'Cause I'm so fired up right now. About to turn this party out. Just hush, I don't wanna hear all that. Hang up and you wanna call right back. You made your bed, you had your chance, you think of shut up. Put me always got no time to waste you. Taking up empty space. Put yourself in my shoes, would you stay? If I didn't do the same, if I didn't do the same, if I didn't do the same, you're looking crazy. Think you're so slick, but I'm not one for the games. Your lies are pointless. You're starting to look so lame. I used to be the better half of you. I used to think that we will make it through. Just hush, I don't wanna hear all that. Hang up and you wanna call right back. You made your bed, you had your chance, you think of shut up. Put me first always, I got no time to waste you. Taking up empty space. Put yourself in my shoes, would you stay? If I didn't do the same, if I didn't do the same, if I didn't do the same, you're looking crazy. It's a space click going and more. Shot, two shot, three shot, four. You be begging me tomorrow, say baby no. Shot, two shot, three shot, four. It's a space click going and more. Shot, two shot, three shot, four. You be begging me tomorrow, say baby no way. Put me first always, I got no time to waste you. Taking up empty space. Put yourself in my shoes, would you stay? If I didn't do the same, if I didn't do the same, if I didn't do the same, you're looking crazy.
With us, you know, growing up and just kind of carried over to my adult life.
Yeah, that's our co-host, Lena Rowe. Do the same here on the Slam Show.
Yeah, that was nice. I like
Check
that.
her out on Pandora.
You feeling that, Oak?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
There you go.
Nice cut.
Thank you, guys.
Lena, there you go. See?
Hey,
You're getting some exposure here on the Slam Show.
I know.
That's a nice cut.
Slam Show always got my back.
Oh, we got to. We got to. All right, to resume our topics on the evening, check this out to kind of get off the sports tip. We got something interesting that hit the news. Highly popular trendy shot drink, Fireball, is recalled in 3 countries, Norway, Sweden, and Finland, for a chemical ingredient used in antifreeze, propylene glycol. The New Orleans-based company stated that the chemical is higher content in the bottles sold in America, but they're also stating that they will remove the ingredient in the European markets only. What the fuck, ladies and gentlemen?
I'm hella confused. Wait. Okay. Sorry.
Fireball.
I love Fireball. That's like my new shit.
All right.
Seriously.
Well, speak on it.
And it tastes really good with, like, I don't know, whatever. You can make it with a sweet and spicy tea. I've had it with Coke. Like, it's yum. But my thing is, I'm confused by the fact they're saying that it's happening in the European countries. That's where they're finding this higher chemical content. but you're saying in the bottles that are sold in the United States, but they're only going to remove them in Europe. Like, what happens to us? I don't want to drink antifreeze.
Makes
that's
sense of
the
this,
story.
ladies.
I don't want to drink antifreeze.
That is the story.
But see, you need to understand the European market has stricter standards.
Stricter?
Yes, they
Yeah,
do.
a lot
Yes,
of
they do.
a lot of
Yeah.
food
No
additives
GMO.
are illegal.
Yeah, they are
in
very
Europe.
strict
Yeah.
in the European market when it comes to the products that are sold.
Yeah, that whole
And if
GMO
it doesn't
thing
meet
doesn't even
their
fly.
standards,
At all.
it ain't gonna be sold.
So they got safer content than we do.
Yeah,
We're
of
drinking
course.
antifreeze
Yes.
because they found them
Let's
over
take
there.
a time out here. First off,
Tea time.
this is liquor. It's already poison. So let's not get
That's
our
one.
panties in a wad over something stupid. Two, this is a food grade preservative that's in
More
a
than
lot
just
of
that, yeah.
things. It's in baked goods. It's in
It's 5 bucks
frozen
to Cindy.
food. Well, it's
Special
just that
guest.
everybody's panicking over something that's hella stupid. Like,
Well,
this is
it all
already-
depends on how you look at it. I mean,
I
it's
mean, in
like
these countries, it's legal to smoke crack in the park, but you can't put a fucking preservative in booze that's being imported overseas through 3 different climates. Like, give me a fucking break.
I love her.
Amen, right?
Well, I mean, everybody's got their panties in a wad because there's this ingredient that's hard to say that's got a long ass name, and
Propene glycol.
it's in
Propene glycol.
everything. It's in most of what you're already eating. Are we dead? No.
see,
Like-
I'm gonna have to go into my background here a little bit. Talking about chemistry.
It's liquor.
But I
It's
won't.
already poison.
I don't drink, so I stick with the GDP. Okay, I stick with the GDP. Alcohol, I mean, I'll have a drink every now and then, but like you said, it's poison.
It's already poison.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. For real.
Think about it. Like any.
I mean,
any
but you're
liquor.
absolutely right. And that's why I always crack up when they compare the European market to the U.S. market, and it's like night and day in what they will allow their
Versus what
people
they don't
to be
Yeah,
sold.
you can go smoke crack in the park, but you can't have a preservative in your imported booze.
I would like to give a shout out to Fireball actually today. I would like to celebrate their existence. I have a little tradition, my friends and I, and we talked a bunch about the World Series.
Okay.
Starting in 2010, we were so incredibly happy that the Giants were even in the World Series that hey Sage,
Hey, Sage.
that we wanted to take a shot before the first game of the World Series, and the only thing we could find was some Dirty Bird, a little little 101 Dirty Bird. So that became our lucky shot. Was that nasty stuff? So before every game, no matter where we are, is all the cats I have season tickets with, guys I grew up with. Wherever we are, we get on our phone. Someone's got to post a picture before the first pitch of all of us having a shot of Dirty Bird. So shout out to my partner Matt at the Broken Drum, because that's where I went to watch Game 7, and he knows that that's my shot. And before every game, he's got a little Dirty Bird for me. One time they ran out of it, and he went across the street to the liquor store, bought a little bottle of Dirty Bird so that I could have my lucky shot.
Oh, wow.
So he knows how it is for me. It's like I can't do it. I can't stay in your bar if I can't have my good luck shot. and I call it rally shots. Hashtag rally shots. We've been doing it. So Game 7, I go in there to watch the game. No Dirty Bird again, but he's got on the special board hashtag rally shots, and it's the Fireball. Right?
Okay.
He's like, Benny Mac, that's all I got. He's like, let's make it happen. So I said, I'll ride with you. Let's do it. You put it on the board for me. I said, let's start with one right now. Well, I probably had, because it was a very tense game, so I probably had about 6 shots of that stuff, and we won the World Series.
There you go.
Thank you, Fireball.
You know who he reminds me
So
of?
you can't be all bad.
Kornheiser.
Really?
He
that's,
does.
That's some high praise there.
Yeah.
Tony
So,
Kornheiser.
shout out to Fireball. Thank y'all. I'll never drink that shit again, but it worked one day.
Maybe in 2 years.
And I'm pretty sure I got a standing ovation when I was stumbling my ass out. So,
Oh, Benny Mac, these are moments when I wish I was there to videotape it. I know Clara freaking already knows that it's freaking there, but you have videotape of him, right? No? Okay, pictures.
There you go.
That's better than
way
nothing.
better than video.
Is it better than video?
Yeah, way better.
That's too much. And I've,
That's too much.
That's too much.
That's too much.
so I've
He was
tried
thinking really hard.
I've tried Fireball, and it does have that like really intense cinnamon.
What is Fireball,
It's a
by the way.
cinnamon
I don't know
Cinnamon
what it is.
whiskey.
Yes.
Okay.
Cinnamon whiskey.
Think a big red in
Yeah.
a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, just
red
magnified about 10 times
Yeah.
going down your throat. It's pretty intense.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, so it doesn't surprise me that a part of this too could be just for free publicity. It's like, okay, Fireball's in the news. Hey, they have a song Pitbull's track.
Right.
Why not? And they probably gained a few freaking teenagers or underage that can't even buy alcohol to try out Fireball. They did themselves a
All
very
publicity
good
is good
service.
publicity,
That's right. That's
Pretty
right.
much.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, thank you, Fireball.
There's people that drink gasoline to get a buzz.
And that's called moonshine, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So if you're tripping off an antifreeze,
Wait, why are we calling it gasoline? Is it really?
Because you can start a car with it.
I
Fix
had
clean your
moonshine
carburetor.
last time I was in a studio in LA. like,
Yeah, that was
over the
like
summer.
earlier today, right?
No. This weekend was all Ciroc. It was like
Oh!
every person who walked through the door came in with a bottle of Ciroc Peach or Ciroc Pineapple.
Right.
So there were maybe like 5 or 6 bottles, I think, that I witnessed happening
Mm-hmm.
over the last
did he getting paid?
24 hours. But no, I've had moonshine before. It's not that bad.
You say it like a little quiver. Like, I struggled there, but I took
From
it
what
in.
I remember, it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, props out to Fireball once again, and props out to Lady Say. She is actually working for Jim Beam that has a competitor called Fire,
Kentucky
but
Fire.
it's same type of cinnamon thing, but it's not Fireball. So let's not get the two mixed up because Jim Beam Fire has none of this freaking antifreeze component or whatever. So
That we
yeah.
know of.
Very true. Very true. All right, let's move on to our final topic. Check this out, guys. Has anyone been to the Orchard Supply store in San Jose?
Gosh.
No
sir.
one. All right.
No.
Well, check this out. It's a testing ground for robots. Actual robots. I'm not talking about, and I have the freaking video up right now,
I'm
R2D2.
actually excited.
that basically helps out with all your customer service needs, whether it's finding an item, comparing prices, basically anything that is required by a salesperson. This robot with wheels, it's kind of like a Segway, but with the freaking size of a washing machine on top of it. Rolling along, has sensors, it has a scanner, all that good stuff. The time is now, ladies and gentlemen. It is Terminator time. It
I was
is.
going to say, is this a precursor to iRobot?
No, it's just because they raised minimum wage to $15.
Well, what do you
For the
think minimum
robots, right?
wage should be?
I don't know. It depends.
Well, they're
on the
like, if we're gonna
market.
pay that much, we might as well get a robot.
But well, no,
Yeah,
that's,
Check this out, guys.
that's exactly what it is.
Look at the video. This is the actual robot in play. It speaks also in Spanish, so it's there, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the pinnacle of the whole fearing of AI being part of our lives. This is real. Are you guys ready for it? What's up? And if this happens to work over in San Jose, they're gonna have it here in Pittsburgh. They're gonna have it in Antioch. They're gonna have it in Oakland. Who knows? This is it. Any thoughts on?
So does this mean that pretty soon, if you need some help, that you're not even going to be able to find the robots?
Yeah, they'll be hiding, smoking in the back.
Because
Fireball.
because eventually they may be able to think on their own.
Yeah.
That's the fear of it.
Yeah.
How
Well, that's
that
where it's going towards, right? I
right,
mean,
right. But so far, let's just stick with the topic. The idea of being able to have this at your disposal, good or bad.
Good.
Yeah, just that, straight up, good or bad. No.
It's-
Hey man, it is what it is. If anything, I was just there's gonna be a lot of comedy coming this way. That's gonna be hilarious. It's just because the whole thing. It's like, all right, you got this robot keeps following me around. I already told him I don't need any help, and I feel like he think I'm trying to steal something.
Robots harassing you, racial profiling.
He says, "Excuse me, sir, did you need any help?" But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I want to go experience it. It's gonna be fun just to get the experience.
Let's do a Slam Show field trip over to the San Jose
Yeah.
Orchard Supply and check it out for ourselves. How's that?
Well, my thing is, I mean, it's good to talk about and joke about, but what about the people that actually need those jobs?
That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
yeah, for
That's
sure.
Exactly
That's would be more of my concern. I mean, having, technology and pushing technology to the limits is great, but when is enough enough? I mean, because having that human interaction in the store sometimes makes you buy the product or not. You know, and it could be various reasons. I mean, you can go in there and the salesperson could be, you know, male or female, cute.
Yeah.
You know, very personable,
Right.
and sell a product to you. You know, or it could be somebody that say, nah, you know, that is not personable and you don't want to get it. But at least you got some type of interaction.
We'll just throw a wig on top of the robot. How's that? And
Yeah,
a-
but you're
and
not
put a
gonna
skirt
get,
around
it's
it.
going to be so sterile,
Yeah.
though.
I
You
got
know?
some of that too, though. I mean, I'm all about progression on all accounts. And when I say progression on all accounts, I mean even having robots. If a robot is going to take your job, then who are you as a human being? That's one. If it doesn't encourage you to really better yourself and better your profession or better your career and whatever you want to do, and just place the blame on something as a robot or something of being at effect and not at cause in your life, then that's just going to be that. But I feel like for anybody that does step up and to see an opportunity to really, you know, get the life to the next level and not say, hey, I guess I'm not meant anything to Osh. You know, I've been a loyal salesman here for about 15 years, and they have moved me on. I mean, wouldn't that give you an opportunity to really reflect yourself and see what you can do better than what it is that you want to do? Open up more opportunities for you in different fields.
Go to school, learn how to make robots.
I mean, but I just see it as a thing. I mean, I don't think any human should be limited by anything other than their own limitations. I mean, if something like that comes a part of me, like let's say they started coming up with ways where servers. I've been a server for almost 7-9 years. If robots started taking over the Cheesecake Factory or wherever the case, any restaurant, who am I to be like, oh my God, like that was my life. I can't be a server no more. Or what about my kids? What if they want to be servers? You know what I mean? I can't think like that. I got to really, you know, take it to the next level and start, you know, really bringing myself to that. So I mean, that's just that for that. But I understand.
Yeah, you know, a lot of restaurants, like casual sit-down restaurants and fast food, a lot of them are ordering with iPads at the table.
Yeah.
There's very limited human interaction at the register or at the table.
They have that over at Chili's.
Yeah, they have it at Chili's. They have it at some of the McDonald's. And, you know, and it's like he said, you know, if you're replaceable by an iPad, you know, what good are you? I mean, that should be some motivation. Get up off your ass and do something.
Yeah.
But you got to remember that same sentiment and attitude is what partially killed the auto industry, because
of course,
automation replaced a lot of the jobs that people did to raise their families on for decades.
Right.
No. You know?
But even then, a lot of the people that were working at that time, at those times, hated that job because all they were doing was something very repetitive of what a robot could do, which is just one thing, put that piece together, pass the thing. And they were like, that's all I did. And that's, you know, and they used the body and they took the mind. They were robots themselves. So that could have been the best thing to happen for them. For a lot of them, they're like, and the turnover was so big, especially in the Ford industry at that time as well, where the turnover was so big on people that come in. They work for like a week or two or a month, and they say, I can't do this for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like things like that nature as well. I mean, yeah, you'll see decline and you'll see robots coming in and taking over for certain things that are jobs like that, but they will never be at the top of a Fortune 500 CEO member or running a baseball team. You know what I mean? And really having that interaction with the players or any of these other professions that really have passion and emotion and that kind of interaction. And you want to see that.
I mean, I kind of feel two ways about it, because I definitely agree that some of the jobs that we are doing right now as people, even like a minimum wage and stuff like that, are very mundane and probably could be taken over by something like a robot. But at the same time, too, like, we keep diminishing and demeaning and like decreasing the amount of human interaction amongst each other. Like you're saying, even like at Chili's, you can go and order your food on an iPad. Like, at what point do we say, you know, enough is enough? Because eventually nobody's going to talk to each other anymore, and I think that that's part of keeping the human existence
why don't they
alive and growing.
Why don't they get robots to work these Thanksgiving openings?
I
mean, that's what I don't understand.
But that's also got to be a personal choice too. There's no way that people are keeping you away from having interaction with anybody. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to stop you from having a home cooked meal.
No, I don't.
And sitting around with your family.
I don't agree with you.
You know,
she has a very valid point.
Of course.
Oh, everyone has valid points.
I mean, because if you look at it, no, go ahead.
No, I'm saying like the fact that you're saying, okay, you just mentioned it's all based on the person's choice. Well, no, our choice is being more and more kind of given to us or taken away from us even by continually fueling in these new technologies. You know what I mean? I've checked my phone probably 22 times in the last 30 minutes. Having nothing to do. I'm sitting here on a live talk show. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people with me. But still, I feel that need. 5 years ago, that wouldn't have been the case.
I would agree.
You know what I mean? So,
But it wasn't. So you're telling me it wasn't your choice to look down at your phone to check anything?
I'm saying that if I didn't have that option, then no. But because that is all that we're taught that we need, and now you bring in robots, and now you bring in whatever, we keep basically accepting these technologies. And I think progress is great. Technology is amazing. Lord knows it's very helpful in a lot of ways, but it is also taking away from us being more and more humane with each other and having, just regular conversation.
I would agree.
Yes.
I mean,
Technology is a double-edged sword. Go ahead.
I just got a couple quick points. I mean, I agree with you. I'm not really a fan of it. I think on many levels, I think there's economic stuff. Hey, not everybody's going to be able to go out and cure cancer. Some people are very happy and raise their family and put their kids through college, sweeping the floors at the hardware store. You know what I mean? And I don't like to see that, very much at all. And when you talk about, people are social animals. I mean, as you know, I'm in the restaurant business. When I'm training my staff and we're putting everything together, look, people can go eat wherever they want to eat. You know what I mean? We have great food, and that's really nice, but they come because we treat them special.
Mm-hmm.
They come because of that, and they eat together, and we're there, and it's an experience, and that's what we sell. People can go eat wherever they want. I sell me. I sell because when they come in, I go, hey, Bob, how's it going? How's the kids? Yeah, I got your favorite table right over here. I'll send in an appetizer for you. I mean, that's the experience,
That's the human element that we cannot ever replace.
And a couple of things.
It's called community.
Yes, sir. It builds community, and that's what I'm selling is community.
Yeah.
But on the other note, the auto industry, bankrupt, totally blew up as soon as that.
How many times?
And then the only other thing that is the Golden Gate Bridge. I don't know how many times you get out to the Golden Gate Bridge or cross the bridge, but there's no more toll takers.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
automated toll, and it charges your card. And that couldn't be more fucked up. People get double charged.
The Bay Bridge
people
is
get
coming.
all kind of-
Is getting that way as well.
It's a mess. And every time I cross the bridge, I like saying, "How's your day? How's it going?
Me too.
How's it
Yeah.
going?" And then they go, "Oh, I'm fine," and they
also like
smile.
paying it forward
makes
to
you
the
feel
one in
good.
front.
Yeah.
But now
Going
it's
by.
just a cold little thing you drive by, and it doesn't even run well.
Right.
It's a mess.
That's my point.
So
Stuff
if-
like that.
I don't like the mess that this stuff comes. We need people.
You're talking about the bigger picture issues. I mean, because when you throw money in the mix,
Well, that trumps everything.
everything gets kind of thrown out the
Amen.
window.
Exactly.
Amen.
Yep.
Because
It's usually the governing decision factor. for all
absolutely,
of these.
absolutely. I mean, I would rather what is it, Applebee's or whoever it is that's got the iPads at the
Chili.
Chili's.
Yeah.
Now, I would rather talk to a server.
Yeah.
Right.
To
Right.
kind of, what you recommend, just a
Exactly.
little conversation,
Yeah.
just that
That
human
experience.
interaction.
Yeah.
But as you notice with technology, I use San Francisco as an example. If you get off the BART train, before you get off the BART train, you could be on the train going into the city. Everybody has their smartphone in their face, either, with their headphones on, okay, texting, listening to music, what have you, okay. The BART could be crowded, assholes to elbows, all right, and nobody is having any interaction with each other,
Right.
okay. So that's what technology is doing. That's the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
Well, interaction's a
What's
choice.
actually happening on the BART while you're riding the train is you're Facebooking about your experience on BART, or you're taking a picture of somebody
Yes,
on the BART. You're
exactly.
talking about them, but you're not talking to them.
Exactly.
We can't even catcall
And-
anymore.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And at the
You see that video that the woman put up on Facebook?
I seen all the parodies too.
And I was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you're going to go around? I mean, you are
10
nice
hours.
looking. But first of all, have you been to New York?
Yes.
You see how many people on the streets in New York?
There's a lot.
At any given time? Did you notice that when she was walking, it wasn't crowded like it normally is?
She
That's
knew.
why I don't like New York. Just for that reason, you can't really walk down the street in New York without it being crowded at any time of the day. So when I saw that, I'm like, is that even real? I don't even hardly see any people walking down the street. Secondly, I question the editing of the video.
Yeah.
Okay, to kind of garner, certain sentiments and attitudes.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
And then thirdly, I don't know too many women that if you approach them in a proper fashion or with class, that they're not going to give you a positive response, hello, or what have you.
Yeah.
And still keep going about their day.
Yeah.
If they want to be bothered by you, you guys will let us know.
Right.
And then just keep it moving. I mean, she was like, she had this look on her face like.
She had it was like her intention was already a thing. So you create what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's exactly what you got.
Exactly. I'm
and then you only took pieces of whatever it is that matched the vibration or whatever you were trying to put, project out into the audience.
Yes.
Like, look out.
Wait, I'm confused.
10
What
hours.
video is this? 'Cause
This video came out, I guess,
last week.
Last week.
Yeah, it had to do with some lady walking around for 10 hours in New York, and it was just to explain how. Yeah, supposedly.
How she was just getting harassed by,
cat
men.
calls,
yeah,
whistle.
Cat called,
Well,
dudes trying to talk to her,
you guys
stuff
have
like
never
that.
been catcalled. You guys have never tried to walk down. Well, you guys don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's like.
I'm not going to say anything
I go to
about
Vegas.
that.
I get that.
But that is
It's
a
the
lot
jacket.
of what it's like. It's like if you don't feel like being talked to, you should be able to just walk down the street minding your business.
Just slap a sign on there.
It's like I should be able to go to the store, walk down the street, pump
I'm busy.
gas. I feel like sometimes I want to just wear a sandwich board that says "fuck off." I don't want to talk to you.
I get
and
that.
all of a
and I
sudden,
respect
all of a
that.
sudden, I'm famous. And then I'm the rude one just because I want to mind my
Rude boy.
business.
Well,
like,
I got a lot of respect for women. Like Tupac said, I got a lot of game from, women. I was raised by women,
Yeah.
So
Right.
women
that's
have
not
my
all
utmost
men.
respect. I just want to say that first and foremost. And I'm never disrespectful of women. I bite my tongue first, But the way nature is, and that all goes back to nature, okay? Men are seeking women.
They're hunting.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. And if they see a woman walking down the street that catch their eye, from a biological standpoint, sometimes you can't help yourself. Now, the level of respect that you show, when you decide to make that move,
It varies from person
from person to person.
Right.
We're just hardwired that way
Right,
in
exactly.
our DNA. Yeah.
It's like, I just want to turn around and be like, "Has that ever worked?"
Well, yeah.
Has
But,
honking
I'm
ever
gonna
got
tell
you
you like
laid?
this:
It's a
the
numbers
right
game.
person
It's a numbers game.
must never approached you, okay? Because I can tell you unequivocally, when I was back in the day,
Yeah.
Careful.
and I like to go there, that I never had no problem. I mean, that used to be another sport. How many women that you can approach and pick up?
Yeah.
And trust me, I had a whole lot of success.
Yeah,
Okay?
buddy.
And I'm just gonna be real with you. So it all depends on your approach. If they come at you in the right way, you will be more receptive of it.
Of course.
But if they don't come at you in the
Yeah,
right
of
way,
course, of course.
you're gonna be turned off by it. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, she's
Well,
saying basically like
what
when
about?
they're trying to catcall
I'm just
you.
trying to buy gas, or I'm just trying to walk from A to B. This is not. I'm not out for a date. It doesn't matter what a guy says to me.
But see, you guys aren't
I'm gonna
wired that
say,
way.
I'm walking from A to B. I'm not
Right.
looking for a date. So fuck off. Like I just.
No, and I get that.
If she's out looking for men
wish I had that
too,
problem.
yeah, she'll probably have a better. The guy will probably have a better chance if that's what the woman's shopping for when she goes out. Like the girl
in
that
my
wears
experience-
high heels to Home Depot.
In my experience,
know?
you never know when you're gonna meet that person.
That's true.
I met my wife on BART, coming back from seeing a whole bunch of girls I used to hang out with.
Because you didn't have an iPhone at the
You-
time or an iPad.
I'm so glad. Let me tell you, you don't know how glad I am about that. Some of the images that would have been out back in the day. Oh my goodness! Even just from the Madden days, could you imagine? Some of the stuff that would get out that was going on. You know what I mean? So trust me, I'm glad that I'm at this stage of the game with all this technology, because the stuff that you put out there, you can't take back.
True.
That's
at
right.
all.
Once
It's
once
it's
it goes to the
gone.
cloud, ain't coming back down.
It ain't coming back
Hey,
down.
to wrap up, I apologize about the cat calling thing.
Look where we strayed to, ladies and gentlemen, here on
with
the Slam
with the
Show.
technology, what it is, the one thing I was really wanted to specify was when you were talking about how the Golden Gate Bridge, how they're actually when they're taking your money like that, and then even with the Chili's when you put in your own thing. What I feel and what I see when I kind of take it down the depth of vision of what's really going on is, and then when you're trying to really lay a complaint down on the phone, you got to go through all these holes and loops and you don't get any human connection because they're removing any kind of way for you to blame anybody or to have any complaint. So if you're complaining at the toll person, you're sitting there and you could have this argument and you could back up traffic and you could just be complaining, or you can complain at your waiter, or you bring all these things. But once you eliminate that, you're just going to get fed up. The robot's going to beat you every time in an argument. They could just shut off, like, okay, turn off. You know what I mean?
Or it's like, well, that's what you ordered. Like,
Yeah.
And so you're talking about accountability.
Exactly. So
accountability, you can tell if you just pay attention, there is no accountability.
To anybody. It's just one person.
You
I feel
know?
like you don't even know who's getting all that money. This is one person that runs every single, any kind of transaction. But at the same time, I mean, vote.
Yeah, when it comes down
Vote
to it,
next
guys,
time.
just to summarize it, this
Vote
could
with the machine too.
this whole AI thing could be a totally separate show on its own because I can
Yeah.
tell everyone has very good opinions on it, and we haven't even touched on anything else outside of what we're talking about, whether it's bridge tolls or robots over at
Yeah.
Orchard. There's so many other things, but we're going to go ahead and shift gears a little bit because due to time constraints, we're going to roll into the questions from everyone for Oaktown. Just ask him whatever. We all know he is. Dude, you revealed your age to me. You're 52 years old, and you
Wow.
look like you're in your freaking 30s at
Yeah,
least. And
Play
you've been
that
gaming.
applause reel.
He's been gaming for decades, and he's still on top of his game with Man and other
I'm
games
not on top
online.
of my game as I would like.
But you're still pretty efficient. You'll kick some ass.
Yeah.
There you go.
I give out some lumps. as we
Exactly,
like to
exactly.
call them.
So let's go ahead and roll the round table and start off with Joe time. Throw it out, Mr.
Yeah,
Oak.
man, I mean, with the whole experience, what was your that moment, the catch for you? You know what I'm saying? Like
The big win,
the
right?
big W for the Madden tournament, or probably like a clutch moment where you weren't gonna make the tournament, then you got there, or just anything that really sticks where you just felt that.
Well, when you talk about it from that perspective, I mean, it's like it was all. It was no real the catch moment, in terms of being on the Madden scene. It was more like meeting a lot of good people that the majority of I still talk to today.
Nice.
To me,
it's all about the friendships.
Yeah, I mean, because it's from my boy T-Funk, my boy Reality, T-Lou, Jig, African, Curly Top, Mo Nut, Swami.
Mo Nut is Morris Chestnut. That's his nickname in Madden. The actor.
Really?
Yeah.
Top
Is
Adamas.
the actual Morris Chestnut?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dog balls. I mean, there's so many people out there. Quick Six, Slam and Sam. I mean, I can go on, and just give you a bunch of names, but I remember all the faces that come with those names, which is more important to me.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because when I get together with a lot of the guys that kind of built up this community, that's all we talk about. It's like we had nationals down in L.A. What was that, 2004? Cats from all over the country, getting it together in a room to play a video game. And it was no stress or strife. It wasn't nobody pulling out no gats.
Yeah, no hostility.
It wasn't none of that. Everybody's getting together for their love of playing a video game, having a good time. That's what I remember. Vegas, Mega Bowl, even bigger venue. Same thing. Room full of guys, various ages, shapes, colors, denominations, socioeconomic backgrounds. The list goes on and on. Having a great time. No issues. It's so funny that one of the hotels that we were at, the hotel people didn't know how to act when they saw all these people of color, having a good time without any security around. Seriously, you laugh, but that was big.
Yeah.
And it happened time and time again. I don't know how many times I went to Vegas, to L.A., Sacramento, and all the places in between, just to play Madden. And one of the things I remember the most is a lot of friendships that I made and a lot of people that I still talk to today.
That's awesome.
So to me, that was is my catch moment.
Yeah.
Is a lot of friendships that I made.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said.
That reminds me of my buddy because he did a couple tours in Afghanistan, and he as much as he wouldn't want to go back there or whatever, he would go back just because of the experience of what he experienced and the people that were next to him. And that was basically what it came down to. So even that is like, that's deep, bro.
And it's kind of a trip. You sit up and think about like 2004. That's 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But that time went by like that.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that Madden at that time, it was sweet.
Very grounded.
It was sweet. When you hear people say, it was so sweet, it really was. I mean, because it was nothing but good memories. Even though, there were some trials and tribulations, getting to the different events, folks having their money lined up and, things like that. But, I was always the big brother. So I made sure everybody, that was in my group got to where they needed to be, had a place to stay. Even though we fussed and fight along the way, we all got there and back in one piece, Ain't nobody, got nothing, but good stuff to say.
Cool.
For real.
Right on. We got time for one more person. So which of the remaining three wants to ask Oak a question? Hurry.
What was your favorite jump in technology between versions of Madden?
I think, to believe it or not,
I knew you were the right person to ask a
this
question.
Madden on X1 has to be one of the best Maddens they've put out ever. Because in the past, I mean, it still has its glitches, but not like, for example, when some of the PS2 versions where some of the craziness would happen and you couldn't do anything about it. I'm just going to say craziness. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
Some of the craziness that would happen in the game that couldn't be patched, where, people came up with blitzes where the guy would just walk past the offensive lineman, like he not even standing there and sack your quarterback, stuff like, I mean, I can go on and on. But this X1, they're able to patch it and deal with the various issues that come about. So I think that's been some of the, the biggest
It's like
jump.
the real NFL.
It's like the real NFL. You can, coming up to the line of scrimmage, just like when you see the game when the time clock is expiring, you're sitting up there looking at the defense, seeing what the defense is doing, at the same time, keeping in mind the play that you have called and some of the adjustments that you can make on the fly to counter whatever it is that they're doing on defense. And hopefully you've made the right read, as we like to say, and was able to get your play off. Because them 10 yards is hard to get. And if you playing with somebody that really know what they're doing, you can seem like he said earlier, that they got control of your men, even though that's not the case, but it could seem that,
There you go.
But this X1,
and I agree. It is the best
because you
so
can
far.
do stuff that we never thought about doing, from taping your game, being able to go online and watch somebody actually
broadcast it
play.
live. Yeah.
We used to be huddled around the TV, watching the guys play. But now I can sit back on my laptop, with my other TV in the background watching somebody play a league game. They record the stats for you. I mean, it's insane. You can go to your own mini camp in there and really work on your game from from cover 2, cover 4, cover 3, and what you're supposed to do to attack them. They just kind of give you the basics. You're supposed to take the ball and run from there. But this Madden has been one of the best ever.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, Oak, it's been a pleasure having you on the program, and we're going to have you back. That's for damn sure. There's too much of you that we haven't revealed yet. So we're going to make that happen.
I appreciate you having me, man. I like, good, interaction. At least, you know, we got some honeys up in here, man. I can say, you know.
There you go. That's how we get down.
Hey, man, Slam and Sam, man, he been keeping this a secret. You know, because I've been watching it on my computer, and I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm here in person.
Right on. Let's give a big round of applause for Oak.
Hey, Oak.
And 10 seconds each. Everyone give a shout out. Go, Joe Time.
Yeah, November 29th, come out to Hamachi Bar. It's going to be the next Joe Time Presents. I appreciate you guys. Just follow me on Instagram, Joe_time, on Facebook, /Joe Time Comedy. And just shout out to everybody in the studio, Benny Mac, Lena Bro, and your boy Oaktown in the house. And, you know, just appreciate you, Slam and Sydney, and just everybody, Mike, Shani, and Sage. I mean, shout out to you guys and friends, family, and everybody.
Awesome.
Hey, real quick, great hanging with you today. Fun
Likewise.
conversation.
Likewise.
Always true with everyone. I've just done it with them a couple more times. You know. Shout out to Jordan Russell and Little Ben. They're listening to the show today. Ben's Rule. And thank you, Slam. Carlita, happy birthday, huh?
Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
How rude of you, Benny, for Gosh. Cool.
Thank you, guests. Thank you, crew. And thanks, Jeremiah, for feeding Coco.
There you go.
That's it.
Wow. So, thanks for everyone. Thanks for having me on as a co-host. Sam, Oaktown, great to meet you. Captain America. Captain
America.
Fantastic. You are. Benny. Very nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Great
pleasure.
insight. I learned so much about football and baseball and sports today. Like excited.
Right? A lot.
Joe.
Hello.
Always keeping it cracking and macking over here.
There it is.
I want that jacket.
$20 a minute.
There's an event.
Supply and demand.
We have an event November 22nd. It is for the GRIP Charity Foundation, as well as my girl Janae Nicole's birthday party. It's in Oakland. I will tag everybody with the details because I can't pull up the flyer right now. But I will be performing there, and there's going to be a lot of photography, food, wine, amazing stuff. Yeah.
That'll be cool. I live in Oakland, so, you know, I'm looking forward to having an opportunity to check it out.
We'll definitely have to connect those dots.
Okay.
Cool. Oaktown, close it out.
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody. I mean, this was, you know, great, you know, being able to do this. I want to give a shout out to the West Coast Maryland Pirate League. We're getting ready to start our second season. I got off to a good start today, slapping the Steelers 44-14.
Hey, now.
I had to put it on that guy because he had beat me and he thought it was going to be like a walk in the park. But the game had just came out. But now he see the real me. He didn't like it at all. And I want to let them guys know that it's going to be interesting this season because I was able to draft my players and, you know, hook up the team how I want it. And they saw an end result.
There you go. Keep
So
it
I'm
up.
looking forward to the second season. And shout out to all the fellas out there, you know, in the Mad Nation, the Madden community, the MWS. I want to let you guys know that I appreciate everything that we do on Facebook. Slam and Sam, thank you for having me on the show.
You're
It was
very
fun.
welcome.
This time went by so fast.
I know.
Because we was having a good time. And that's what, you know, they generally say happens.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I say about, you know, Madden. It just, the time just go by so fast. Even at my age, I still love slapping the youngsters. Yeah, and I tell them that all the time. And believe me, Oaktown coming to slap y'all some more.
Right on. Well said there, Oak. Okay, I'll go ahead and close it out. You guys, thanks for being able to make it on the program. My co-host, Oaktown, thank you very much. Clara, thank you. Happy birthday. We'll see everyone next week. Peace.
Peace.
Hey.